Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, depending on where you're at. This is Primetime Gorehounds, episode 123. I am Primetime. I almost call myself the Gorehound.
You almost did, yeah.
I am Primetime Dave Thompson with the Gorehound himself, Paul Burt, watching Wolf Creek from 2005. On this lovely September 4th, 2025 at 3 o'clock p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Live!
Yes indeed. Wolf Creek. 20 years ago, this movie came out. And very, very interesting time for hopefully everybody have themselves a great day, great week. Please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't be afraid. Hit that notification bell, and donate to the Cash App. PrimePod313, again, PrimePod313. And yes, indeed. Paul, how are you doing, my guy?
Doing good, man. Just getting everything ready for where I'm going in the next week or two, and got to get myself a flu jab in the next 2 days, getting all the bills out of the way so I don't have to worry about that when I travel. But yeah, things have been going good. I've been keeping myself occupied doing some I'm going to be heading back to doing some stuff when I come back from Germany. I'm going to be going back to the Barbican Theater for a 10-week workshop on an acting stuff, so maybe that'll give me some traction to do some stage work stuff. I mean, ironically enough, that place where I'm going to is actually where my whole entire acting idea started 16 years ago this month. So it's kind of like full circle, kind of going back to the beginnings, but I'm definitely interested in seeing how that goes. And also this past weekend I went to see the new Toxic Avenger film, and I was actually quite fucking surprised by how good that one turned out, because I've seen the original Toxic Avenger movies that came out years ago, which was released by Trauma Films. So I knew what kind of movie this was going to be going in. And when it comes to the humor and the fucking craziness that happens, it didn't disappoint. And plus the cast members were pretty solid in there too. So yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm definitely looking forward to probably seeing that again when it comes on Blu-ray or whatever.
All right, good to know. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very busy weekend for me. I got to be on the road Friday and Saturday for shows, defending my championship on Saturday in a lumberjack match, which I'm very much looking forward to. It should definitely be fun. Yeah. And of course, and football is back tonight. Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah. NFL season.
Yes, the NFL season. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, the NFL season starting. Cowboys and Eagles tonight. Definitely looking forward to that. Of course, everybody knows I'm a big Chicago Bear fan, whose first game will be on Monday night against the Minnesota Vikings, which I'm very much looking forward to. And Paul, if I remember correctly, you are a Raider fan?
Yeah, I'm a Raiders guy, and I'm also a Bears guy too.
So yeah. What are your expectations?
Well, I'm hoping that the Raiders get a chance to at least get a shot at the finals, because the last time they even won a trophy for the Super Bowl was in 1983. So I've been checking out their stuff every once in a while, and definitely hoping that they do well, because I mean, last season they had a couple of games where they did do pretty good. I caught up with some of it every once in a while because I was busy with other stuff that's going on, but I'm hoping that they at least go all the way this time around. But it all depends on who. It all depends on how their games play and who it is they're going up against. And all that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how that game plays out. Same with the Bears too. I mean, those guys haven't won now for 40 years. So it'd be nice.
Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, it's been a long time since my team won too, man. It's been a long time. We've both been waiting a long time to see our team finally win. So maybe one of our teams will fucking get there. I'm hoping for it. It's a long shot, but I'm hoping for it.
Well, it's a big season, for my Bears. Got the new coach Ben Johnson, who was
Mm,
the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, who had an unbelievable season last year. Finally beefed up our offensive line.
yeah.
Got some protection around Caleb Williams, our quarterback goes away. Because hey, who would have thought? Actually protecting the quarterback was actually a good idea.
Yeah.
And
And hopefully
yeah,
the Bears have got, and the Bears has got someone that plays quarterback. I mean, that hopefully, because the last quarterback they had was Mitch, and that didn't work out, did it?
it was Justin Fields.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, yeah, it was
But
Justin Fields. Justin Fields was the quarterback, and I didn't hate Justin Fields. I didn't hate him at all. But it's really weird because Bears fans, they're still on pro Justin Fields, and they feel like he got done dirty, which you can make that case.
you could,
But
yeah.
I thought Caleb Williams had a really good rookie year last year, despite the fact, I think our offensive line was garbage, and we had an absolute idiot for a head coach. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was he was such a he was such a oh he was such a dumb fuck. But yeah, hopefully things will be good. Otherwise, it'll be another year of misery and and torture as a Bear fan, which I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it.
I
But
know.
yeah, so Wolf Creek is a movie that came out in 2005, in a very, very wacky and interesting time in horror. This is
Mm.
2005. We had movies like The Descent. We had Devil's Rejects,
George
High
Romero
Ten,
returned for Land of the Dead.
Land of the Dead, and Hostel. This was right around the time we kind of entered that horror slasher slash torture porn era of horror,
Yeah.
where shock value was like the driving force
Oh
into
yeah.
these movies, and so much so that they had like you know, oh, we had this footage is so intense we couldn't show it in theaters, so we gave you an unrated version. Remember the unrated era? Like every
Yeah.
which pretty much what pretty much was, it would just take a couple of deleted scenes and then just put them in the final cut.
Yeah, basically that's what they were. And then around 2010 they tried to do the whole unrated in the cinema stuff. I mean, Hatchet 2 tried it, and I Spit on Your Grave remake tried it, but they didn't have the massive cinema run, and they didn't quite make as much money as they did. And then, well, we all know what happened 14 years later when it comes to unrated movies making a splash. I mean, look at last year. But yeah, this was a time when horror movies were going in a more extreme direction, and it kind of started with the first Saw movie in 2004, which made an absolute fucking killing at the box office. And then Saw 2 came out around the year this movie came out, and then of course you had Rob Zombie dropping his sequel for House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and you also had of course, like I said, George Romero made his return for Land of the Dead. And that's how I knew about Land of the Dead, by the way. Well, that's how I knew about this movie, because I was actually watching Land of the Dead in the cinema, and the trailer for this movie popped up. And I remember just thinking to myself, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And then I was looking at it, I was like, "Oh, okay, now this might be the kind of movie I want to see." This movie itself also is actually loosely based on an actual um, situation that happened in Australia. It was known as the real life backpack murderers, which was done by a guy called Ivan Malt, who was killing backpackers in the Australian outback during the 1990s. So that's how the inspiration loosely came for this Wolf Creek movie. And I mean, one of the things that attracted me about the idea of watching Wolf Creek is because, as you know, guys, I'm a sucker for like movies that are based on actual events that happened. I mean, Texas Chainsaw is a good example of that. And I kind of had that like I had that kind of like vibe with this movie, even though it's not like cannibalism or anything like that, but it has that same like really messed up, nasty feel to it that the Texas Chainsaw original and the remake one had. And also, I mean, this movie was done on a budget of like 1.5 million, and um, it went on to make about nearly 50 million in Australian money and about 30 million in US money. And it was so successful, in fact, they actually went on to spawn a sequel 10 years later called Wolf Creek 2. There was a television series which lasted for 2 seasons, which to me technically is Wolf Creek 3 and 4 follow-up stories, in my opinion. And there's been they've been trying to get a third movie off the ground now for over a decade, and just recently, it's now officially going to happen because the studio that brought out the Terrifier movies and the Toxic Avenger films, Cineverse and Bloody Disgusting, now they're picking up all these movies that other studios won't grab. So apparently now they're involved in making the next Wolf Creek movie, and that's going to be dropping, I think, sometime around this time next year, if all goes good. But yeah, this Wolf Creek movie, man, just some brutal shit. And the guy who plays the killer, the character Mick Taylor, was played by John Jarrett. His performance as this character is just, yeah. Anyone who's never seen it before, you're gonna find out why this movie got a lot of praise back in the day, and still does. Like 20 years on.
Yeah. Now I only saw this movie once in 2005. And I don't really remember what I thought of it. But I do remember liking, if I remember correctly, this was a little bit, it was brutal, but it was a little bit more, bit more of a slow burn, while the other sequels, I'm assuming, is more, action packed, and you get to see the killer often more. Where here it's a little more, again, my style, a little bit more cerebral, which I'm a sucker at this point in my life.
It's crazy too, because the sequels, even though the sequels have a bit more action and gore to it, he still has that cerebralism on him.
Yes, indeed. And yes, and I remember hearing about the backpack murders. The guy's he is actually dead now, is he?
Yeah, he died in, I think it was 1990. Let me check that just to make sure.
But he
died in 2019.
2019. I remember the director saying that it was an inspiration off this guy. Also, he kind of wanted to bring a little bit of a Crocodile Hunter vibe to the killer as well. Steve Irwin, which, again, recipes to the Crocodile Hunter. I think he didn't even get killed by died by a punk bitch ass stingray of all things.
Stabbed him right in the heart. That's what I heard.
You would think it'd be a crocodile, but no, it was a punk ass stingray. I'm like, you little bitch.
Yeah, but, I know some people did a bunch of revenge killings on stingrays, but his relatives said, "Nah, don't do that." I mean,
wait. They did revenge killings.
Yeah, there were Steve Irwin fans that actually went out to kill stingrays in payback for what they did to him. But his family relatives...
That's a little too far. That's a little too far.
I know. But his family relatives like, nah, man, don't do that. That's not what he would have wanted. And it's clearly not what he would have wanted, man. But there are some people out there that will do that kind of shit, Man,
Jesus Christ. I mean, I understand. I understand loving a celebrity, but you want to kill a whole group of stingrays, for a celebrity. You want to bring out that goddamn it?
They were loading up the guns and harpoons and whatever else over there, man. That's what happens, yeah.
Man, not even necessary, man. But
it ain't.
Let's so this movie, this is in Australia, right?
Yeah, the whole film was filmed in Australia. This is like 100% an Australian film.
Okay, this movie was filmed in Australia. So we're about to go to Australian Outback, and I'm not the biggest, I'm not the biggest, I would love to travel the world. I would love to do all of it, but movies like this scare the hell out of me. And and I would love to go to America and get my passport for sure.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us to America? to America.
It'll be fun if you travel to the places I go to, but you know,
No, Paul, you don't want that man traveling anywhere, bro. If you know what if you know what I know, you don't want that man traveling nowhere.
fair enough.
But yeah. Folks, we are about 20 seconds in, where it says FCC. Give me a second here.
Film Finance Corporation, Australia.
Yeah, Film Finance Corporation presents. So of course we're watching. I'm watching this on Amazon Prime. Of course, y'all can watch alongside with us. You know, DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, wood burning TVs, all that other fun stuff, and you can watch alongside with us. Don't be afraid to add in your comments, questions, concerns about this movie in the chat as well. So yeah, so about to hit that like. Oh, and also don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, and donate as well. So here we go.
Right.
And rules go 3, 2, 1, play. When we say play, we press play. Again, 3, 2, 1, play. When we say play, you press play.
And if you don't press play, you're gonna find out what the meaning of head on a spike means.
Crikey. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, play.
And we are in. Let's do this.
All right. So,
South
in
Australian
association
Film
with South Australian Film Corporation. All right. See a barcode. It says 403 Productions. Are we good?
Yep. True Crime Channel.
All right. I do remember this movie having like a real, like, speaking of true crime, it does kind of have like a true crime found footage documentary type like feel to this movie, which I always like.
Yeah, because I think this movie was also filmed on one of them HD cameras like 28 Days Later did.
Yes, indeed. 30,000 people are reported missing in Australia every year. 90% are found within a month.
However,
some are never seen again.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Stuff like I love the shop at the beach, but yes,
Yeah.
I've always liked what makes movies like this so terrifying to me in a way, because it's one thing to be lost, like in anywhere in America that's outside of your surroundings. It's one. Imagine being kidnapped and lost in a country that you have no idea how to navigate through. That would be horrifying.
That would be the worst nightmare right there. I mean, like being lost in your own country is one thing, but being kidnapped and lost in a place you'd never even been to, dude, that's a whole new level of terror right
a
there.
Nightmare. It's a total nightmare, and I think that I thought this movie did a really good job at showing how horrifying that situation can be, because because I think, remember, from the director, he really, you see a lot of the outback in this movie, where you go hundreds and hundreds of miles of nothing but just land, and that's just that is just stuff like that scares me.
And that's the thing about Australia, is that they have a lot of that over there. I mean, it's like an island, but I mean, they got some big cities like in Sydney and Perth and all that, but the majority of the Australian outback is just flat out like outback and desert.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And then also about Australia that's actually kind of crazy is that dude, like, there's so, like, the insects in Australia is insane. Like,
there are some bugs and spiders you don't fuck with. I know. Some of those bugs, man, you don't fuck with, especially the spiders. I've forgotten which one it is, but there's this one spider that if you piss it off, it will chase after you until it's got you.
Like I saw one doc. Yeah, I think I know what spider you're talking about. I think I saw a documentary on it, and I'm just like, that's the spot, bro.
Yeah, man. That Australian outback, dude, it is very unforgiving. If you do not know where you're going, you do not know what you're doing, you are fucked. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah, yeah. It is very unfortunate. I've always wanted to visit Australia because I hear that it is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, but it's a very tough country to get in. Their import and restriction laws, man, are so tight. Like if you make one little error coming in, then the chances are you're not going to be allowed back in for about 3 years. They don't fuck around.
Now, Paul, you're from the UK.
Yeah.
Are you guys you guys cool with Australians? Are you?
Well, you do see a British flag amongst the Australian flag, so technically it's kind of a colonized area. Because I mean, I don't know the history of it very much, but I do know that some of the UK people from centuries ago went there and started a colony there, and I think that's how the country got off the ground. There is the indigenous population there too, but yeah, that's a little bit of what I know about how Australia started. I might be wrong though.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, there is a good chunk of this movie where we actually don't see John Jarrett is his name, right?
Yeah, John Jarrett. Yeah.
John. Any relation to Jeff? God, I hope not.
No, he's not. No,
Okay,
he absolutely isn't.
Good. He not related to JEFF JARR to the double T.
I'm turning the movie off if it is. But no, it's not. He's the dude's from I think he's from Sydney, Australia. The dude's like 73 now, and he will be back playing Mick Taylor in the next movie.
Like, can you imagine that, Paul? All of a sudden we're watching this movie, and all we hear that, I'm like, oh no!
I'd just be there like, well, that's the end of the movie, guys. See you later. Off goes the camera. That'll be it,
bro. Bro, Jeff Jarrett he's just one of those guys in wrestling that the moment you see him, you're like, God damn it.
I know, right? But despite what people say about him on the wrestling side of things, I mean, when it comes to business, I mean, he's got a bit of a good business head on him when it comes to that. But
I don't know about that. I mean, remember Global Force Wrestling was supposed to be a thing?
That didn't work out. Nah. But this is at the time when people were trying. This is at a time when people were trying to get wrestling companies off the ground. They just didn't quite work out.
And he gave up his power at TNA.
Yeah, which I think was probably the worst thing he did, because when he was running TNA, look at early day TNA, man, that shit was at its peak. I'm not saying TNA shit now. I mean, they got some good stuff going on at the minute, but
they're trying now.
Yeah. But I remember during the 2010s and early 2020s, it was a horrible time, dude. It was a horrible time to be an Impact fan.
But yeah, Jeff Jarrett, that
overnight sleeping on the beach. I've done that.
Who annoyed you more, Paul? Triple H during his reign of terror or Jeff Jarrett's reign of terror? Which doesn't get talked about.
Oh, fucking hell. That's a tough one.
Maybe Triple H's because it was more on a bigger scale.
You could probably say that. Yeah, you'd have a case to say that when it comes to Triple H. But I think I would say probably Jeff Jarrett because I didn't know it at the time that he was also the guy who ran the company. So that's why he had a lot of leeway when it comes to getting title matches left, right, and center without even fucking earning them at that time.
He's just being a booker, just being a regular wrestling booker.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what you're supposed to do. If you run the company, you're supposed to be the champion.
That's fair enough, yeah. But it's kind of like a conflict in interest when you want to have other talent and you want to push them too. It's hard to do when you're booking shit for yourself. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you do it excessively like Jeff did during that time, then it kind of becomes a problem. And the reason why Triple H had a lot of title leeway was because, well, let's face it, he married the boss's daughter, so you
boss's daughter.
pretty much get away with that. So they both have. There's a lot of reasons why people don't like both of them during their title runs, and but it's for like different reasons why they ended up getting there. Oh, that's a beautiful shot with Outback.
But yeah, this movie actually goes like a pretty long way until like shit really starts going. We really get to know the backpackers, and we actually get to hang out with John Jarrett's character before he flips that switch.
Yeah,
and it's really even more terrifying because I remember when you actually meet his name well
Taylor.
it's not Showtime, but
Yeah, you're talking about Mick Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, but before we actually get to meet, we just watched Jaws. I'm just like, I would never do this. I would never do that. But
No.
but we actually get to meet Mick Taylor, and he's actually a very likable guy before he flips the switch. And I think that's what makes it even more terrifying.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
He's unassuming. He's kind of like, hey, what are you kids doing out here? He's cracking jokes, helping them out, and it's not like he's pulling up like with a strange, like with a smoking a cigarette and like with a scowl on his face. He's actually kind of like pretty inviting.
Yeah, he comes across as very disarming, and then later on in the movie, then you get to see that real dark side of him come out.
Yes, and I think those are the most scariest people because it's the people that you don't expect. To. I mean, I've always said this. It's even more scary when fucked up things happen in situations where it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. Plus, also, you're kind of judging the book by its cover, like
book by its cover.
Yeah, because when people see me out and about, because of the way I look and everything, with all the tattoos and everything I got, people are like, "Oh, this guy's like, I don't want to be near this guy." And then when I'll give you an example, because when I was in Venice and I'm taking photos, and people see me as I am, these people that don't know me, and they're like, "Who the hell is this guy? This guy is this guy in the right place or something?" And then the next day, I'm in costume and I see those same people again, and they're like, wanting to get photos, and then they're asking, "Hey, what's your Facebook so I can send these photos to you?" And I show them, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you're that guy we saw yet?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm that guy you saw yesterday." So don't worry about it.
Fascinating.
But that's kind of what we're getting at here. Is like you think, looking at Mick Taylor, you'd think to yourself, okay, guy looks a little rough around the edges, but he's being helpful. But then you realize, oh shit, this is not what I expected. So that's the thing about this guy.
Yes, indeed. And we see our main characters, smoking the devil's lettuce.
Nothing wrong with that. It actually helps clear your headache. A friend of mine tried it once. Let's see who's in the chat box here. Philip, how's it going? Looks like the Burts are in here again. Louise and Rob, how's it going?
Now wait a minute. Wait, Paul. Did one of the girls sleep with one of the guy with the guy there?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
Okay, but so
I love that sunset.
But yeah, the see our main characters going through this road trip, and oh my god, just using maps and look at this, and not no hey Google, GPS. We're actually using maps and.
Oh, the internet was around, but it wasn't as advanced as it is now.
Oh, actually, like enjoying each other's time, not like fucking listening to the.
Not fucking around on the phone. We're not. They're not fucking around with one of these. They're not messing around with one of these at all.
Yes, indeed.
They're just there having a good time and just enjoying life as it hits them.
Which produced, written, and directed by Greg McLean.
Yeah. This was actually his first movie. This was no, actually no, this wasn't his first movie. This was his first. No, he did 2 short films, and then this was his first feature. And then he did another movie called Rogue, which is about a big, massive killer crocodile in Australia. Then he did Wolf Creek 2. He also did that movie called The Belko Experiment. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. He did another movie called Jungle, which had Daniel Radcliffe in it, and he's gonna be the producer. He's not directing it, but he's gonna be the producer of the next Wolf Creek movie.
Okay.
I'm not sure who's directing it this time, though. I'll look it up in a minute once this movie's over with.
Yeah, boy. You get to really know somebody if you're stuck in a car with them for hours and hours on end.
Yeah, that'll be
and it could be a good thing or bad thing.
Well, if you're on a road trip with me, like I'm usually the kind of person that just likes enjoying sitting in the back and having the window open, enjoying the breeze, and I got my music playing on my Walkman. So I'm usually the quiet type, sitting in the back, enjoying the ride.
Yeah, I've been in situations where I had to be in a car with people for like, I think it's like one of 16 hours.
Oof, that's a long road trip.
Yeah, it was from Iowa to Georgia, and and by the time we came back from the trip, man, we pretty much knew everything there was to know about each other.
Yeah, that probably would have been the same thing if we were on a damn road trip.
Don't you get to a point where just like, get the fuck out the car.
Get out of here, man. I don't know if it would come to that, but you know. But yeah, I'm just looking at some of the stuff involved in this. Apparently, when this movie was being filmed, there's a scene here where I don't know if it's happened yet, but there's a scene where it starts raining, and believe it or not, that wasn't no fucking like scripted rain scene. That was actual rainfall, and it never rained there for 10 years, and it just happened
during the filming of this.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, it'd be like that sometimes, where something organically that you don't expect to happen. I mean, like I said all the time on Halloween, when Dr. Loomis finds the rabbit in red, you see the train goes by. That was not supposed to happen. Like the train went by, and then John decided to keep it in the scene because it feels like authentic, because
exactly, yeah.
So sometimes stuff like that happen where, when things like, authentically happen, and you either decide to go with it, make it work, or you have to reshoot everything again.
Yeah, pretty much. And with the kind of budget that this film had, there was a very tight schedule and tight budget, so they had to literally work with what they got, and that's why we're using these like handheld cameras. You can tell just looking at it that it's a handheld camera.
Yes, like I said, like this movie kind of has like a found footage feel to this movie as well. And
we're at a gas station, which is very Texas Chainsaw like.
Look at that, Paul. It's like there's literally nothing, the middle of nowhere, nothing around,
and somebody lived
stranded there.
Imagine living there. Because remember, man, some of these guys that own these gas stations and motels, they're living there.
Yeah.
And if you run out of food, you got a long drive to find some.
That's kind of like what kind of like Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that movie was taking place on the back roads.
I used to have one of those cameras.
Yeah, so a lot of really good shots.
Yeah, just that's the thing about a filming location like this. Even though it's barren and in the middle of nowhere, it sometimes makes for some really good cinematography scenes.
Yeah, the guy with them looks like remember the band Crazy Town?
Yeah.
He looks like he could be a member of Crazy Town.
Wouldn't surprise me, man, if he was.
Come, my lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
Yeah. Crazy Town was a very underrated new metal band. Banning
Were
around the
they?
moment.
I,
Yeah.
I only knew them from that song because they played
Yeah,
on MTV. They played
that
on
was
MTV all the time.
that was pretty much the song that put them on the map for a little while. And then they kind of disappeared for a while. They'd made about 2 more albums, and the band's no more now because I think the vocalist passed away. I think 2 or 3 years ago from I think it was a drug overdose or something.
Yeah, I heard he was. Yeah, I heard he was very into drugs.
Yeah, and it's funny because like their first 2 albums were like they had a major record deal, and I guess when it's like Tony Atlas, too much, too fast, and eventually that's what happens.
That is a thing. You're right.
Mm.
Hey, bro, look at me. We're in Australia, man.
G'day, mate. Yeah, Australian bars, man, and the locals.
Get that damn camera out. Get that damn camera out my face. A lot of old people be like we put a camera on them and they get so offended like get that damn camera out my face.
Yeah, they're like, get that out of here. See, they're talking to the tattooed guy in the bar.
You might be ahead of me because I'm working with the girl.
Oh.
The girl who kind of looks like Thunder Rosa is she's in the bathroom.
All right, well, let me know. Let me know when you get to the part where where the main male character is talking to the guys in the bar. How did I get
Talking to
ahead?
the guys in the bar. Talking to the guys in the bar.
Yeah. Because the camera's focused. I've paused it to the point where the camera's focusing on him right now. Because he said something that wasn't quite flattering, I guess. I don't know how I get ahead. I think it's the region speeds, man. Because like you got NTSC and ours is PAL, so.
They're still talking.
Yeah, I can hear them.
Oh, wait, let me turn it down a little bit. All right, yep, they're in the bar.
Okay.
We could break that in half easily.
Man, you ever have moments like this when you go and stop for gas and you walk into the local bar and you come across these kind of dudes?
Listen, any group of guys or any dudes that hang around the gas station all day in the middle of the day, I wouldn't fuck with them.
Yeah, I mean, what else are they doing when they're there? I mean, look around
exactly. Exactly.
And who knows how far they got to drive to go home? Maybe they live in these motel rooms.
That's a crazy request.
You know.
Now these guys if I were in the backpacker, I mean they're not American. They're Australian as well.
Yeah, they're all straight up locals. This is 100% Australian.
Okay. Which that would even be more, scary if you're an American backpacker. You coming to Australia and this shit happen, like, bro.
You just, dude, you just
And
don't fuck with the locals.
They already have this thing against America, where it's like, like it's really weird.
I know. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of them things, man. You see, you got the part where the camera's focusing on the main dude because he guy in the bar said something messed up.
Yeah. They're leaving now. He said a bunch of fucking assholes are getting back in the car.
Oh, okay, so you're way ahead of me. Let me skim it. Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. Shite. 1 second. Give me a second. I gotta fast forward.
Yeah, they just drove away.
Okay, hang on. I gotta get into it because I hit the wrong button by mistake. Okay, they've just drove off.
Yeah, they're driving down. They're now entering Wolf Creek.
Okay. All right, they've just ended. Right, cool. Right. Yeah, it's focusing on the girl with the red cap. That's where I'm at. But yeah, Wolf Creek is an actual it's an actual landmark in Australia. And the thing about that place is that's where a big massive asteroid hit like centuries ago, like long time ago. And you can't even use your phone signals there. You get zero signal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. If I'm driving down the road, I haven't seen a single truck yet, bro. I'm just like, okay, something like what's going on around here?
I'm expecting some crazy armored up truck with some crazy drivers on it.
Not even a police car.
Here's that rain I was telling you about. Actual rain, first time in 10
But I
years.
like that. I like that though. It feels organic. It feels like it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Even the filmmaker said that it wasn't planned and it gave this movie a more of an ominous feel to it.
Hey, man. Hey, sometimes you need a little rain, man. A little bit of rain never hurt nobody, you know.
I feel the rain. 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 It's raining all over me. I'm moist. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. Lord, I'm damp. I'm damp. Oh Lord, I'm damp. I'm even wet. Wet all over for you, Lord. Wet. Lord, I'm wet. Wet. Will you open the floodgates? Open the floodgates.
Your mind out of the gutter, man. Jesus Christ.
Hey! You said it's raining. And I'm like,
I didn't mean that
well,
kind of rain, dude. What the fuck?
hey, man. Hey.
Oh, it's one of them shows, folks.
Nothing wrong get a little moist every now and then.
I can't. Fucking hell. What the fuck?
You know, might get a little damp. Look a little damp. Oh.
On a damn no. Fuck it. Anyway, for anyone who just tuned in, yes, you just saw a fat dude saying about how moist he is, but we're currently watching Wolf Creek. Oh, fucking hell, I can't keep a straight face now. We are like 25 minutes into the movie, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far.
Man, saying open the floodgates. God damn. Sorry.
You're fine. But yeah, that's how big that fucking asteroid was when it hit. Right there.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see.
I'd like to see places like that up close, yeah. Look at that.
That would be cool to see.
That is
either
no
an
CG,
asteroid
folks.
or the spaceship from the Thing landed. You never know.
Oh, if it's a spaceship from the Thing, then we're all fucked because he made it into mainlands.
Well, actually, no. I don't think the Thing could. Yeah, no. The Thing would not come here because it needs to be cold.
Yeah, but that thing was trying to get out of Antarctica because it wanted to infect more people.
Yeah, the Thing is easily one of the greatest horror films.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. I mean,
Ever.
You got the old 1950s book, you got the 50s movie, the John Carpenter revamp version, then you got the video game which came out, then you got the 2011 prequel, and then of course there's rumors going around we could be possibly jumping in with a new one, which is I think based on another part of that book. I'm not sure when. I
You
know
know what would be
Carpenter's
great,
involved.
Paul? You know
What's
what
that?
would be great, Paul?
Go on.
If I know Carpenter doesn't want to direct
No,
at all anymore.
which is fine.
I think I know how I would get him back.
How'd you do it?
I would just simply come up to John, maybe do a nice little short film,
Uh-huh.
like a sequel to the thing, kinda.
Fair enough.
And Kurt Russell's involved. I think John would come back to direct a little something. I think he would do a little something if Kurt Russell's involved.
Well, I know that John did.
I honestly feel like he would for Kurt.
Well, I know that John Carpenter did say that he would only do a movie if Kurt was involved in it, and even Kurt was saying like, if you were
There
gonna
you
do,
go.
yeah,
I know my favorite director.
I mean, even Kurt said, look, if you want to do another Thing movie, you want to do another escape movie, just call me. Let's figure something out.
Yes, yes. If yeah, it doesn't have to be a full film. It could be a nice, 15-minute, like
Could be a
30,
TV
45-minute
series.
movie. No, I would not TV, but a nice little short film, and
Yeah,
I think it could work. That way John doesn't have to, travel all over the place. It could be filmed in one location.
yeah,
Like I think it'd be cool.
yeah. Because right
That'd be
now,
really dope to have John and Kurt one last time.
exactly. But right now, though, John Carpenter is currently involved in producing that Toxic Commando game, which I did send you the YouTube video to that. Have you checked that one out?
I did. Looks cool.
Yeah, definitely got that it's definitely got that Left 4 Dead vibe to it, and it's made by the same guys who did the Space Marine game, World War Z, and they're also the ones that's making the Hellraiser game that's coming out. But I'm definitely looking forward to playing that. I mean, I would love to see. I mean, anytime you got a crazy ass first person shooter, you're taking on hordes of zombies. Hey, I'm all for it. Bring it on. Dude's pissing into the ground, into the wind, man. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, but I like this though. I like that. It's like it's taking its time. Like I say, we're actually getting to know, these people.
Yeah.
They're I'm assuming they're college students. College students, that's just on a vacation. Which a lot of
Yeah.
college students do. They round up on a trip. And they just go anywhere and they just go anywhere.
Yeah, apparently these are two the ladies are British tourists and the other guy's Australian. But they're definitely college friends.
Not the car breaking down.
Every horror movie does this, doesn't it? But then again, they're in an area where battery life and everything goes down when you're in that part. Or maybe I don't know.
See, this again, and you tell me that the cell phone reception is bad. See, stuff like this my anxiety would be through the roof.
And we're a long way from home. I mean, they got maps there, but I mean, like, think about it. You're in a long walk, and if this is during the summer season, you have any idea what that temperature is going to be like?
Well, I mean, it's raining, so
It's still warm though.
I'm sure the rain will cool you off just a little bit.
Not much, no. Not
I mean,
in Australia.
I don't know how the temperature in Australia goes, but
I remember looking at one of the Australian weather charts on Google, and I remember on one summer it peaked at about 30 to 40 degrees in heat.
gross. That's just gross.
So you're gonna cook. even in Germany, like this year they had summer heat weather warnings over there because the heat ranged so high. Some people were actually passing out in the heat. And if the weather is hot where I am in 2 weeks when I go there, man, I'm gonna be cooking.
Yes, you are. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
All right. Well, if you get a message from Lou saying, "Hey, Paul's on his way home from hospital," I'm gonna be like, "Well, you know why? Fucking heat stroke." I don't think it'll happen. No, I'll be fine. I'll be all right. Nice sunset there. Oh, I love that sunset shot.
Yeah. I don't like stuff like that. I really don't like, just sitting in the middle of nowhere. God knows what could be out there. It's like something that it freaks me out, but also like intrigues me though. Cause it's kind of like what is out there, like because like he's like with the Android, like with the Android thing, could be fucking aliens out here for all we know.
Hills have eyes.
Yes, hills have eyes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is another really good, very underrated. Did we do Hills Have Eyes?
Yes, we did do the Wes Craven original, and I'm actually kind of tempted at the idea of checking out the one that Alex Aja did in 2005. Because that one came out too around this time, and fuck you know, even Wes Craven was shocked by how far the reboot one went.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, this was during a time when everything had to be. I wouldn't necessarily say scary. It's more like how much more brutal and shocking can we get?
Well, I can tell you right now, that particular year was my favorite year of horror films in the 2000s. It was my favorite year.
It was a very wild. It was a very wild year.
Oh yeah.
Yep, here he comes.
Oh yeah. There's the headlights.
But you
Yeah.
see, but you see though, it's like it's like he's not like how early Army was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's actually like very inviting, comforting. He's very charming.
Yeah.
Like you could see why these people will be comfortable, around him and all that stuff. He's willing to help out with the car and all that stuff. So
he's mentally disarming them.
Mentally disarming, which a lot of serial killers. A lot of serial killers are like, they say that's how
and there he is.
The fuck was his name? He was a lawyer. He was a lord. Ted Bundy. They said Ted Bundy was that way.
Bundy.
Very charming, unassuming,
Yeah.
Like just the way how he walked up. Just the way how he walked up. He's like, what
the bloody hell are you doing here?
They're like, what are you guys doing out here? Like, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
the crazy thing is,
yeah.
Crazy thing is, the guy that plays Mick Taylor, even between takes, he never broke character. He stayed in character from the moment they was on the set until the moment he left, even during break.
Now that could be good. That could be bad at the same time because that could really like annoy. You run the risk of annoying your castmates.
I think the cast members got it because this guy wanted to stay as authentic as possible. He didn't want these guys to get to know him because when it came down to the time where you want to like really scare the shit out of them, then it's best to be unapproachable. Now, if I was acting and if I'm playing a character like this,
in a horror movie, yes, that works. Yes.
Yeah. But like I said, in any movie or any time I'm doing like when I was doing a short film in college a couple years back, I was playing the main villain. And I told the film director, I was like, dude, I know these guys know me, but I'm gonna put some distance between me and them. I'll only show up when it's time because I wanna keep that fucking sense of dread and aura about me when I show up for the scene. And they got it. So I made it a point to stay in character until it was over. Because I wanted to like keep that. So I get the method behind why John Jarrett did that when he was doing this role.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's also like a good thing and a bad thing. Because I remember Jim Carrey did the very same exact thing on
23. That
no,
movie,
it wasn't 23.
no.
I mean, I don't know if it was, but I famously he did it for Man on the Moon, the Andy Kaufman story.
Oh yeah, you're right. That
where he was Andy Kaufman 24/7, and it got to a point where the cast members fucking hated him because he never turned it off. Like he would get angry if you called him Jim. Like, no, I'm Andy, and it got to the point where the cast members was very much annoyed with him. So there's it has its minuses, it has its negatives, but it also has its positives as well. It just depends on how you it depends on how you
do it
along with it,
Yeah, I mean, look at another example. Be Heath Ledger when he played Joker. It's another guy that stayed in character no matter what.
Yeah, he stayed in character, but wasn't to a point where he annoyed the cast. Like, he was still talking to them. He was still like come on, there's a famous photo of him like skateboarding in outfits. So it just depends on how you approach it,
Yeah. And what's crazy, this guy here who plays Mick Taylor, I think if I remember correctly, this guy was predominantly like doing like ended up in like Australian TV shows. So this guy's like relatively an Australian actor through and through. And when this movie came about, he became pretty much well known specifically for this role. And ended up getting in like a bunch of movies after that. However, there was a bit of a legal issue that happened with him in 2018. He's been cleared of all of it though, because it turned out that these allegations never happened. But some woman came forward about an incident that occurred in 1976, and he was kind of charged with the hard R word. I'll leave it at that. And but he pleaded not guilty, and it turns out that he was found not guilty, and it was acquitted. And he tried to sue the Daily Telegraph because of the scandal, and then they dropped it, but then the Daily Telegraph decided to turn around again and made a tagline saying he got away with, So that ended up being a court issue. He was found not guilty of it, but you know how papers are; they want to keep poking with a stick, thinking, "Oh, this ain't over. There's more to this." But no, there wasn't. I mean, it was an allegation.
That would be so frustrating.
Yeah. So that's another reason why it's taken so long to have another Wolf Creek movie happen, because he had to deal with this legal issue bullshit that happened. Whether it was true or not, we don't know. But bottom line is, he wasn't found guilty of it, and it was like acquittal. Everything was dropped. So we don't know.
Wasn't Heath Ledger Australian too?
Yeah, Heath Ledger was an Australian actor as well, yeah.
Well, hey.
Starting tonight, I'm a man of my word.
God, I love that movie. Look at that green moonlight, dude. That's
a great shot. Very ominous. Very ominous shot.
That's the Northern Lights. That's the one thing for me as a photographer I would love to get one day, if I could just find one spot somewhere in the UK where I could just catch that Northern Light shot. I would fucking be happy to get something like that.
Yeah, I love this ominous, it just makes you feel like okay, these guys they're so unassuming. They have
no idea.
They have no idea where he's taking them. And again, he's cracking jokes with them. He's laughing with them, and all that stuff. But this,
he's towing that truck.
Yeah, it's really good. And again, it's like a roller coaster, where you're going up and up and up and up and up, and then once you get to that climax, This is
then
that to me that to me is how horror should be done. You know, where if you want, I've always said this, Paul. It's like a wrestling match. You
yeah,
know, like you gotta if you want to get to the crazy spots, okay, but let it build to that point. You know,
yeah,
don't start out the gate doing like if this movie started out with Mick Taylor. Right from the jump, we see him torturing and stabbing people like in minute 5 of this movie. It's not going to hit us the same as when we see it initially in this film, you
yeah.
know?
Like he's not the character you could do that with. I mean, other characters that we know in horror films you could do that with, but a guy like this, no, you gotta let this one build.
And people, and people always say, "Well, I actually had to argue. Well, you can't do that with Art the Clown." I'm like, I think you actually could if you wanted to.
You could if you wanted.
If you just approach it differently.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, like I said, we got the 4th one coming next year, and this will be it. And he did say that,
As it should be.
yeah. And I'm kind of. How do I feel about it being the last one? I'm kind of bummed out that it's over after this one, but I get it. I understand why he wants to close it off. I get it.
Yeah, Paul. I don't think you would want this franchise to continue, bro.
You kind of get away with the Soul movies, but with Terrifier, like the problem is that Damien Leone said that he's done after this one. And here's the thing: even if it is the last one, the trouble is if this movie makes a fuck ton of money like the last one did, chances are we'll probably end up seeing another one. But I don't think he'll have any involvement in it. And the trouble with that is, whoever is in charge of creating it or giving it, you better have a real good reason to bring him back if you decide to do that. But I don't see a reason for it to even happen. And this is someone who's a Terrifier fan. You know how much of a Terrifier fan I am. So sucks that it's going to end, but I understand why it has to. Man, look at this fucking place.
Paul, because the Terrifier films have done so much in 3 movies.
Right?
It's like, even from a creative standpoint, because again, like that's the danger of making more movies. It's like you have to go even more over the top and more insane. It kind of gets to a point where you're like, where do we go from here? You know,
yeah. Those fucking kills, man.
Exactly, like the kills are so over the top and so ridiculously brutal and violent. It's gonna get eventually Paul's gonna get down to a point where kind of like, I don't know what else to do. Like, we've done everything, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm the kind of
it needs to end. It needs to end before you run it to the ground.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of you know me when it comes to the kind of movies I pick. I'm the kind of person that likes to see movies that really push those levels of fucking gore. But again, you can only do it for so much. So I'm telling you, man, this movie, they better satisfy me with this ending so I can turn around and be like, yeah, you know what? That's a good way to go out. He has got to hit the home run. But anyway, yeah, as you see, these guys are at his, I guess you could say his lair, which is in the middle of the mountains. If you notice that, you couldn't even tell it was there. He's talking about pig hunting because that's technically what his career profession is. He's a pig shooter.
Yeah. John Jarrett's performance is
second to none.
It 100% carries this film. Absolutely, it carries this film.
Even in the sequel and the TV shows, he still fucking brought it, man. And
I never saw the sequels, but I do see that we see like a lot of him in the movies, and again, you know where I am when it comes to that, Paul. Like, you know, I feel that much more scarier. Like the less we see,
Yeah. But again, because this movie was a hit with critics and fans, eventually they were going to do a sequel, and it took them 10 years just to do another one. And I remember I was just like browsing on YouTube, and I go looking on Bloody Disgusting, and all of a sudden it just says Wolf Creek 2 trailer. I was like, you fucking what? No way. Looked it up, and there it was. He said something he shouldn't have. You see the way Mick's looking at him?
Yeah, because was he kind of like mocking his accent or something like that?
Yeah. That bit was just, well, I have to kill you. You think he's joking, but no, he actually fucking means it. But
Like,
he's
see,
in such a joking way.
when people say stuff like that, I'm like, don't play with me.
You said that to me, I'd be like, all right, man, we're done talking.
Yeah. It's they play it off as a joke. It's like, nah.
I mean, I get it if you're doing it as a joke, if we're in like a bar or anything, but out here, no. Absolutely fucking not.
But like it's really you could believe like you could believe that that these kids would like they're all having fun, they're all having a good time because he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, like the guy is a local, he knows his way around, so they're thinking, okay, this guy's trustworthy, but you know what they say about appearances?
He drugs them, doesn't he?
It's in the water they drunk. This is how he got a lot of his victims this way.
And then once, and I believe I think the girl here who you think will be like the final girl in this movie, because the movie's pretty much I'm gonna say it's kind of like an ensemble piece where it's not specifically on one's perspective until she wakes up and you think, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had that assumption when I first saw this too.
Right. She kind of looks like I said. She kind of looks like Thunder Rosa.
She does. Yeah, you're right.
Kind of looks like Thunder Rosa.
Be surprising if it was, but it's not. But it would have been funny if it was, man.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
Come on, a British woman acting as a Hispanic chick.
Right.
That's some crazy work there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, apparently, it says here that this whole movie was literally shot entirely chronologically. And this is also one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies. Hence why the guy who played Mick Taylor ended up on one of his movies. I think it was, what the fuck was it? I think it was Django Unchained he was in.
Well, I could see that because a lot of Quinn's movies, a lot of it is build up till the crazy shit happens. So I can see him liking this. And this is when this is when the horror element of the movie starts.
Yeah. This is where now things are going to take a very, very bad turn for these people. It's crazy that this movie is 20 years old and it still holds up.
Yeah, and then she wakes up and
yep, she's just opened her eyes.
And like I said, you would think that okay, she's gonna be the one that's gonna survive through this.
I mean, imagine waking up and realizing you got a fucking gag in your mouth and your arms and legs have been zip tied. How do you process that, James? You wake up and find that out happening to you.
It's horrifying.
You'd be going ape shit and figuring out any way to get that shit off you. Oh, fuck. And like I said, the worst part about it, where his place is positioned, you won't even know it's there because it's in between the hills. You couldn't see it. She's trying to figure out a way to get those zip ties off. That's just you just can't you can't fathom the ordeal that person's going through unless you've actually gone through it. That's fucked. There's a piece of broken glass right there. James has disappeared from the camera. He'll be back in a minute. But yeah, for anyone who's just tuned in, guys, we are watching Wolf Creek. We are now roughly we're about 52 minutes into this movie, and if you guys want to donate, if you see the words scrolling across the screen, just go to the Cash App and type in PrimePod313 and donate whatever you want, whether it's $1, $100, $1 million, whatever you want to donate. Well, anyway, she's trying to figure out how she's going to get out of this situation that she's in right now, and she's just figured out a piece of glass, and she's just cutting the zip ties off, which is the only way she can get out of there. I'm just seeing what's going on in the chat box. Hope you guys are enjoying the film. Hey, Philip, how you doing? I hope you're all having a kick-ass day. Yeah, we've had a pretty good day so far, dude. And Rob's in here too. Lou's in here. And anybody else. If you guys want to, like, pop something in the chat box, man, knock yourselves out. Welcome back, James.
I remember this scene coming. Doesn't he have like one of the girls like chained up?
Yeah.
And I remember really being creeped out by that scene because if I remember correctly, he's mostly just fucking with her, really.
Yeah.
But we don't know what he probably did with her before then. You know, like he's fucking with her. He's very misogynistic, kind of implying that he may have sexually abused her with his dialogue. But
Yep.
you know, and I think he was pointing at her with his rifle, right?
Yeah, he was. I mean, the shit that this guy is capable of doing is unspeakable.
But we don't really necessarily like see him doing things, or I don't remember. And,
no, you don't.
And it makes, and that's the type of stuff that's scary because it's daytime now, so it's nighttime. We don't know what he's possibly been doing with her before then, and that's the type of stuff I love, where your mind goes in 20 different directions, you know, about what could have possibly happened.
Yeah, because when you see her, like in a minute, like you could tell, like she is absolutely just traumatized. She's mentally broken at this point.
Yes, and that to me is true horror. That to me is horror.
Because who knows what the hell he's done to her? I mean, I see there's a cop car there. I don't know if you saw that car with a badge on it. So he's already done a cop over. Like, what the hell? I gotta adjust my seat a minute. But what the hell?
That to me. That to me, I think was what makes things creepy. You know, it's things that we don't see.
Yeah. You hear me good on the mic? It's had a bit of a. You can hear me good, yeah?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yeah, I can hear you. Just my mic had a bit of a thing when I got up then. But yeah, like the things that he does to her, dude. Who knows?
We don't. You know, and that's horrific, and it's also kind of fucked up too because God knows what kind of stuff like this probably happens like all the time, and we just never know it.
Look at this right now. Like there is blood all over her. There's man.
Yeah, and it makes like what the fuck? Yeah, there's blood all over. Like what the fuck did he do? You know.
I can only imagine what he's done to her right now. I can, you know.
Yes, I remember. I remember this. I remember this. Yeah.
I remember this on the trailer. There's that fucking rifle. Like he is just such a fucking evil bastard in this movie right now.
Oh, that's.
You got someone like, oh fuck you. Like you literally got someone staring a damn rifle at you. You're staring down the barrel of it. Nick,
This is great.
you
Like,
bastard, man.
this is genuinely like disturbing.
Yeah, very. Like the things he's doing right now, I can only imagine. I always use a rubber.
And they like started rubbing himself too, like on his. Yeah, exactly. So it's stuff like that he's implying. You know what I mean? They're, that we haven't seen him do. Like it's like that type of stuff. That type of stuff I like.
Yeah, he was rubbing his meat there.
Yes, that's what makes it uncomfortable. Like he's not really doing any. It's the implication.
I'm telling you right now, man. Like I said, I saw this in the cinema, and I remember people in the cinema were just stunned silent. I mean, this movie, man, this came out during that time.
Yeah.
I think about this, man. John Jarrett was 53 when he did this.
Yeah, but I think that scene is great.
It's a damn powerful scene.
Because again, he's not really doing anything.
No, he isn't. He's just messing with them right now.
Yeah, just goes to show you don't need to be fucking super extreme with shit. Just like less is more. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. It's the KISS theory. Keep it simple.
I heard that a lot of times in school, dude. Now, apparently this movie like had a 5-week shooting schedule, and they did it in 25 days. But I'll tell you, for a film that only had a budget of $1 million, the production value, they made it stretch. I'm guessing they took a page out of Tobe Hooper's and Rob Zombie's playbook, where they just literally found these locations while they were driving around scouting.
That's probably probably some guerrilla filmmaking.
And that's the way to do it for a movie like this. Don't go getting a fucking
look at this. Look at that.
Man, that no amount of
Get idea.
See that body all strung up?
Yeah, I saw the body. Yeah,
you only saw a quick glimpse, but that gives you an idea of just how evil this motherfucker is.
But it was a quick glimpse. It wasn't like let me stare at it for like 30 seconds. It was quick.
Yeah, nowadays you see everything. Oh boy, here he comes. He's coming back in again.
This scene pissed me off, though.
Because of the way he is?
I remember this scene pissing me off. So I'm like, keep shooting him! Otherwise it wouldn't be a movie.
Yeah. Well, has he been shot yet?
But no, I remember I watched this for the first time, and
yeah,
when she shot him, and
she should have kept. I would have shot him in the fucking face with the extra rounds. If that was me in that situation, I'm like, I've shot him in the neck. He's down. Right. Is there any bullets left? Right. Here we go. That'd have been it.
Exactly. But like I said, we wouldn't have a movie.
That's a goddamn Bowie knife he's got there. tell you, man, this movie is rough sometimes with some of the stuff
That's
you see.
great.
There's that body again. Fucking hell,
Again,
dude.
they say she kept me company for a couple months. Like it makes you wonder, like, what the fuck did he do?
He's not killing them quick. Then this is the type of person that's going to take your
It's
time
not
with him.
quick.
He's going to cut your tip. You heard that, folks. Speaking of which, she's got the gun. Now, can you just shoot him in the fucking head, please? That's what I was thinking at this point.
But I get it, though, because she's
never killed a guy
scared
before.
to death. She is scared. So it's realistic that she's acting like that with the gun. She's scared to death. She's probably never shot a gun before.
Yeah, and this guy.
He's got a gun!
Right in the damn neck.
So she should keep shooting or beat his fucking head in.
Like I said, I'd have just shot him a few more.
But
Right
look,
now,
she doesn't know how to.
The fucking gun jammed. The gun jammed. Get a hammer and just. I would be over that tool shed right now and just smacking him over the. No, not the back. Hit him in the fucking head.
That made me mad. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Idiot.
That made me mad when I first saw this.
Oh, this was you and me. We're aiming for the head.
I'm stomping. I'm stomping his head in personally.
I'm cutting his damn head off with a knife. Make sure he's all the way dead. That's one way to do it, right?
Yeah, can't leave shit like that to chance.
Oh. They got to get out of there right now, though. They got to go.
Now, how did now do you know how the real killer got caught?
Yeah, I can put up the Wikipedia on it. Give me a second. Right, here we go. Apparently, they did a search on him.
I think from what I remember, I think he kidnapped one of the backpackers. I think one escaped and turned him in.
Yeah. Well, he was caught and arrested on February 26, 1994. He ended up doing life in prison. This murder spree started in 1989. Killed another one on January 20th, 91. And then December 26th in 91. And then another one in 92. Yeah, you're right. One did get away, and that's how they found out about him.
Mm-hmm.
He killed 7 people.
Yeah, that's that's how I heard it happen.
Yeah.
They were gonna fucking leave the dude though. Where's the guy?
I don't know where he went. He's got a fucking Mad Max double barrel shotgun going on right there.
The fuck are y'all doing? See, that's what's hilarious. People all of a sudden people forget how to drive.
How can you forget? But then again, if your mind is in an absolute panic and your thoughts are racing, that can happen. It's like you remember to do the basic things, but when your mind is in like that fight or flight mode, you kind of forget things. You know, it's a weird psychology thing that happens to people. It can happen to me. It can happen to you when we're in a situation like that.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true.
So
and look at that. You're just driving and nowhere to go. You know, because it's all land, it's open road. You
It's
know,
open road. There's nothing for miles, man. Nothing. Actually, I'm going to go on Google Map. I'm going to see how far Wolf Creek is from the nearest, like, city. Like, I don't know. I'll say Sydney, Australia to Wolf Creek. I'll give you an idea. Hang on. Wolf Creek to Sydney. Yeah, do you want to know how long it would take for you to drive from Wolf Creek to Sydney, Australia?
how long is the drive from Wolf Creek to Sydney, Australia?
2 days by car, 3,500 kilometers.
Oh Jesus!
You got a long way to go before you find any help, buddy.
Yeah, you're not gonna. Oh, wait, what's happened to the car? What's happened to the truck?
Fucking broke down. Now they're pushing
Oh,
the
that's
bastard
just
over the cliff.
great.
They pushed his car over the damn cliff. I don't think that's going to make him happy. She's laughing. She's lost her head. I don't blame her. I mean, after what she's gone through.
And I love how it's a little bit more. I mean, clearly it's probably some studio lighting, but it looks mostly natural light. You know, for the most part.
I think it might be natural lighting to some extent because, like I said, man, Australia they usually have clear skies around that time of year. So
that's a great shot. That's a fantastic shot.
Well, with Nick standing over there like that, yeah.
His silhouette standing over them, and you see them under him, like that.
That should have been the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's a fantastic shot.
God damn.
A lot of really good shots in this movie.
I know.
And the camera and the light is damn near on them. That's great stuff.
I think he knows they're there. He's just fucking with them. He knows. I'm sure of it because that light was on their head. I'm going to see who did the cinematography of this because I got to give a shout out to the guy who's in charge of the cinematography here. The guy who did the cinematography, his name is Will Gibson.
Yeah, it was a nice shot.
He did a ace job with this, and I think he also did it for. Oh no, somebody else did it for Wolf Creek too. But man, this guy should get an award for the cinematography he put on this. But yeah, like on this movie's release, it got some positive reviews. It got a couple of mixed reviews, and well, you can guess what Roger Ebert had to say about it.
Yeah, the same Roger Ebert that gave Betsy Palmer's address and had people harass her.
Yeah, that Roger Ebert. Yeah.
Did he ever apologize for that?
Nope. And I remember that time when Ryan Dunn from Jackass died in a car crash, and he said some stupid shit there. And I remember I did a YouTube video a few years back saying how I felt about it, and apparently my shit went viral, and I didn't realize it. I took the video down afterwards, but at that time I thought, oh shit, I'm on one of the news stations. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, Roger Ebert. That shit was. Yeah, what he did to Betsy was.
Hey, there's that guy.
That was lame. That was so lame.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, like, okay, you don't like horror movies. Okay, fine, but you don't do that.
Bitch ass yucca.
What he said.
But here's the thing: it's like this movie is not. It's not overly. It's not really that. Wow, this movie's not really as violent as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, wait until you see part 2. Part
See, a
2.
lot of it's more psychological, and you know
It is.
that's what I like.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a straight up cerebral movie. Yes, it's got its violent moments, but not as much as you would think. But then again, I don't think
Honestly,
that's for budgetary reasons.
the only violent moment so far is him getting shot in the neck. And then, of course, and I know about the head on the stick. I know about the head on the stick scene, and that is by far the most violent thing in this scene. That's the most well known scene.
Yeah, that's
from
the
this
that's
movie.
the that's the bit I was referencing about what happens if you don't press play.
Yeah. But at this point, like, this is not the most, like, this is a lot more. Yeah, like,
It's more restricted.
Pretty impressed how restricted it is.
Yeah, and seeing that you've never seen Wolf Creek 2, I'm because we're in the Halloween season now. I'm gonna start punching out some of these movies.
Yeah, I think that scene should be coming up here, right?
Yeah, this is that scene you were just talking about.
Why does she go back?
Trying to find that dude. But they need to find another car to get out. And as you see, he's got quite a lot of cars. Taking a page out of Leatherface's playbook. Because, I mean, like,
that ending was so fucking stupid.
What, on Texas Chainsaw?
So stupid. Like, how the hell do you not see Leatherface in the back seat?
That's the prequel one.
Yeah, how do you not see a 6'6", 300-pound man with a chainsaw in the back seat?
We'll probably answer that question when we get around to watching it.
No, you will.
Hey, I'm gonna pick it at some point, man. It's coming.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I did fucking where the fuck is it? I know I've got it here. Give me a second, folks. Shit. Oh, it's over there. Be right back.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so watching Wolf Creek 2005. It's actually a better movie than Rebel I thought it was gonna be.
Here's what you were talking about, James.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the prequel one that just came out on 4K. It's got the uncut version and it's got tons of features. I like collecting these kind of editions when they come out. As you see, these are all the victims, and you can see some of them are kids. Look at some of those cards. This guy has no problem killing anybody, regardless of age. So that tells you how much of a sick fuck this guy. He'll even wipe out a family. He'll Frank Castle a family. That's how far this maniac will go, guys. He's even taking photos. That's your typical serial killer trope right there. They love to collect trophies and take photos of the shit they've done so they can look back at what they did.
Yeah.
It's a weird fucked up mentality. Look at them fucking cameras. Look at all that. And if he ever needs money, he could sell that stuff and get a nice little street value out of it. Without the tapes, of course. You can't have the tapes. And it's always you notice their car always breaks down and he always shows up. So I got a feeling he's watching from the horizon. And as soon as he knows they've gone to Wolf Creek, he sabotages their fucking cars to get them to where he wants them to go. You see what he's doing here, folks?
Yeah, makes total sense.
And the water, which no doubt it's got some kind of sleeping agent inside it. And he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a while.
And there's their camera. That is insane. So this guy's been watching them since the gas station. See, look, there's the fucking truck. So he's been on to them. Damn, dude.
You may be ahead of me.
Am I? Let me pause it. She's in the car. I don't know why this happens, folks. Like, I think it might be because of the region.
Wait. Okay, she's in the garage with the cars. See a shot of tires.
Okay. I must be way ahead of you then. Don't know how that happened, but
She's in some sort of back room.
okay. So you must be at the part there where she's looking at all the photos and
Yeah,
she's
but
looking at the
just
cameras.
grabbed the flashlight.
Yeah, I'm ahead. Damn, guys.
She's searching. See some clock, a cooler.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm digging the mood and the atmosphere.
It's one of the things I appreciate about this movie.
Yeah, I was looking at some photos.
Yeah, that's all the photos that he took. That's what serial killers do.
Yep. See the family, the three little girls. You look at look like photos that they took.
Yep.
All right, and like a pocket knife. Yeah, like a pocket knife.
Yep. That's a pocket knife.
Okay, all right. So we're in sync. Okay.
Oh, I'm at the part where she's in the car. Let me know when you get
Oh,
there.
okay. Oh, those old school camcorders.
Oh yeah, the HD tapes. I remember those. I used to have one of those.
Got to fucking take the tape out, put another one in, and Jesus.
Yeah, I had all those. The one I got now is a 4K Handycam. All I need is an SD card. I haven't used it in a while, but I have got one.
Yep. He did this to a family. Yep.
Like I said, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll Frank Castle a whole family, even kids. Man, does that tell you what kind of killer this guy is?
Well, you can put two and two together.
Mm-hmm. It's funny too because the TV series does explore his origins a little bit in the story. Did she jump in the car?
No, not yet. She's Yep. And then she realizes he's been following them.
Yeah, he's been tailing them from the jump.
Yeah, now she dips in the car.
Right, I'm hitting play right now. She's in the car. She's trying to start the car.
She's fucking. This is actually a great performance from both these guys here, for both the girl and Jared here.
Yeah. Speaking of Mick, he might be here any.
I just love. It's funny how she he just happened to guess perfectly. Oh, it's that car.
Yeah. She started the engine.
Start the engine. Turn on the light, and
Fuck, he's right there.
that's great. That's great.
Oh.
And I love how one situation where it jumped out, like it was kind of like a fade, like his face faded in. That was great. That was great.
He stabbed her right in the damn kidney. That little pocket knife ain't gonna do shit.
Oh.
Oh, fucking hell. There goes the fucking fingers.
Oh! In one swipe! In one swipe, too! That's great. I love that. Well, that's not gonna kill you.
And guys,
how she sells it is great too.
you lost fingers. I'd be the same way. And by the way, guys, remember what I said? What happens if you don't press play? Here's the head on the stick reference we were talking about. It's coming. Can you imagine going through this?
And again, like, and it makes you wonder, like, oh shit, because you think she's gonna be the final girl, and then this happens. It's like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah, that fucking knife right in the damn spine, and she's pretty much paralyzed from the neck down. I mean, watch and listen, guys. Just listen.
Oh! Oh!
That's it. That's it for her. Game over. Fucking evil bastard. And the worst part about it, whatever he's gonna do to her, she can't do shit.
I think that's the last we see her in this movie too.
Yeah, that's it. You don't see her again after that. Because you can only imagine now what the hell he's gonna do to her. Because I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, but it's crazy because you think, because you thought, and now you're thinking, oh, she's probably gonna be her.
I was thinking that too when I saw this.
I thought that was a very bold choice there because they could have completely gone the stereotypical she's gonna save everyone, but no, like pull the rug out from under us. And I'm like, okay, I respect it.
If this was a Hollywood movie, it would have gone that way. But like I said, guys, sometimes movies from other countries, they do things a lot differently and it's a lot more effective sometimes. And case in point, right?
For her clearing out the fog, that's a good shot.
Nice shot. Again, the fucking the cinematography on this movie is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good. It's actually really, really good.
And I really do love the whole video camera feel to it. I wish there was a lot more movies that did that. I know in the early 2000s, we saw quite a few movies doing that. 28 Days Later was one of them. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, this one, Collateral, even that Miami Vice, and I think the last one that had that kind of camera style was Public Enemies, which was another Michael Mann directed movie.
It's going to be 30 years since Heat in December.
It's been 30 years since Seven came out too.
One of the greatest movies ever. I love Heat. I love Heat so much.
Yeah, Heat's such a cool movie. I have the 173-minute version. I got the full cut version of the movie.
No, it's so good.
That shootout scene.
Fuck the shootout. The diner scene.
Yeah, I know that diner scene with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. That was cinematic history right there.
Like to see two of the greatest of all time just going back and forth like that.
Yeah,
it's like I don't think you'll ever see a scene like that again. There are. I've always said this, and me, MG, we've always said this, where it's like there's actors and there's stars. We don't see. I don't think we have stars anymore. We just have a bunch of actors.
Yeah. Those guys were
the last. I think the last star is Denzel and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Oh, I love that. I love that when you hear the gun from a distance.
He got him.
I love that. I
And that's
love
another
how the
thing.
Outback. I love how the Outback in itself is a character.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's scary about Mick Taylor as well, is that he's a hell of a marksman.
Well, I think he was in the army. I think
I don't know if he was or not, but the guy, like I said, he's one of those like
he could
pig
shoot
shooters.
her right now if he wanted to.
Remember Downrange? Oh, that dude's brains all over he shot him in the face. But yeah, you remember that movie we watched a while back called Downrange, where we had this guy taking shots out of people from out of nowhere on that road?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon some of the inspiration for that came from this scene as well.
He's got a gun!
Oh yeah, he's got a fucking gun, all right. That's a hunting rifle. Probably using a 43 or 50 cal rounds. But and there he is in that car. Again, this guy is unlike the other killers I've seen in films. He's just one of those guys you just cannot outsmart or get away from.
He kind of looked like Tobin Bell, that old man.
He did, yeah. Oh, that's a nice car that Mick's driving too. It almost looks like the Infiltrator car that Mad Max drives. Did you
It
catch
does
that?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it
Also,
does.
kind of gives me a little bit of Hitcher vibes too.
Oh yeah, dude, Hitcher, another classic.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie.
Dude, you should see the box set I got of it. Is beautiful. I'll show it off when we're off the air. Oh, he's on him. And the way this guy is in the car, he's just like having a good time.
Yeah, that car ain't gonna do shit.
Look at him. He's being such an asshole here. He's just fucking with her.
And those are the worst serial killers, Serial killers that's, sadistic but charismatic as well.
And they have a good time with it too. Like they're making fun of him right there. Well, you may have scuttled his car, but there's one thing you're not going to outrun.
Goddamn it!
And that's a bullet.
You ain't gonna outrun that, goddamn it!
Got him. Got the tire.
Oh shit!
Damn, that car flipped. That's sarcastic. I'm a winner. Sarcastic motherfucker. Yeah, it's not looking good for her, is it?
It just makes you feel hopeless. It just makes you feel completely hopeless.
How do you think people felt when I saw this in the cinema with people? You can
like
imagine.
There's no happy ending to this. I believe he just shoots her here, I think.
Yeah, he just straight up just fucking shoots her. She's still trying to get away. She knows it's over, but she's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna try and get out anyway. I mean, what can you do here? Like, there you go. That's it. And I remember somebody in the cinema when I watched it, this person just got up and went, "You fucking bastard," and he just got up and left. I saw somebody I literally saw this guy leave the fucking cinema in absolute disgust because of that.
That's great. That's great.
And if a movie has the ability to make someone do that, then this movie's done its job. Shot her in the head as well, just for good measure.
It just makes you, makes you feel completely hopeless.
Yeah. And you may think I'm crazy or sadistic when I say this, but I like horror movies that don't have a happy ending. because to me, that is what real horror is. The ones where no one gets out. That's
Well,
a good that could have been a thumbnail right there.
Well, you want to know what else is real horror?
Go on.
Sleeping with somebody take a road trip on the Outback.
Well, yeah, there's that as well, I guess. Well, there's that guy
And
who's literally been crucified.
and because she did that, well, it's been a while, but
Oh
we
no!
go.
Oh no!
Your pussy. Hey, bring the camera, son. Bring the camera. All the young girls who want to make life with pussy, your pussy will perish with you in hell. May your pussy perish with you. May your smooth pussy, creamier pussy, and tight pussy perish with you.
I don't know if she deserved that, but okay.
Well, I mean, hey, whether they deserved it or not, hey, you know what you signed up for. The moment you have sexual relations in these type of movies, hey, you got to deal with the consequences.
There is that. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you realize this, but you know this cave that they are filming this scene in, right? Apparently, this cave was actually the same cave where someone got murdered.
Like
in
legitimately?
Real life.
Like
Yeah,
for a shoot?
Yeah, an actual real life murder of a woman took place in this cave, and they had no fucking idea. Because
they didn't know. Oh,
yeah, because when the filming came out, the locals found out there was a film being done there, and they got so pissed off. They thought, "Oh shit, you're filming a movie about this event," and they were against it. And they were like, "No, no, 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 this is not about that. This is our own little movie." But yeah, that was an actual mine where someone got murdered. Yeah.
And I remember correctly, this movie just like abruptly ends.
Yep, that it
Because
did.
you think, you know, it's gonna go the whole stereotypical. Oh, this guy's gonna be the one who's gonna ultimately fight, you know, the killer. But no, it just ends.
Yeah, this ain't that kind of movie. This guy he found a way to free himself from that crucifixion he had with those nails in his wrists, and he
escapes.
Yeah, he gets out,
which makes perfect sense because like when you're in fight or flight mode, like you see an opportunity to get the fuck out, like you're gonna take it.
Yeah. And what's so fucked up about this, if I remember correctly, when he does finally get to the mainlands, he tried to tell him what the hell happened, but
no one believes him.
Yeah, because of the lack of evidence and over the location of the crimes, there was nothing. And
I believe John Jarrett's character just disappears.
Yeah, walks into the sunset with his rifle. And like I said, Mick Taylor knows every inch of that place.
Can you imagine that, Paul? He was able to escape, but you have nowhere to go. And plus, all those fucking insects and all those kind of snakes and all that stuff that could come up and bite your ass.
Exactly. Oh, and you know that bit you just saw with that eclipse, right? Because this is set in 1999. Remember, we had that massive eclipse that happened in 99?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what that reference of that scene was right there.
Oh, he's probably seriously hydrated too.
Yeah.
Dehydrated, I mean.
Dehydrated, starvation, trauma. No idea where the fuck you are. Again, that another beautiful sunset. I get so envious when I see that.
That'd be scary. That's half the battle, escaping.
Yeah. And now you're like finding a place to sleep. You want to sleep, but you can't because you feel like that fucker's gonna creep up on you. And you got to worry about nature coming for you. And the only thing you got to have as a meal is probably kangaroo shit if you're lucky.
Little Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a pretty good comedy. Oh, and Those are German. That's German when they were speaking.
Oh, what nice people.
Hey, I know a few that's from
Yeah,
there, man.
yeah. There you go. Hey, there's someone passed. We should go. We should help him out.
Hey, man. If they didn't find him, he'd be dead. Calgary, population 450. So that's one of the small towns in Australia. Air ambulance. Because they're like thinking, yo, what the hell happened to this guy? What's going on here? That's stock footage. You can tell looking at that.
Oh, that's 100% stock footage.
Yeah. It's meant to make, I'm guessing it's meant to look like a news report because of this bit that's coming up. So here he is. Definitely not the same again. I don't think he's ever, and it's funny because the guy's from Australia as well. That character is an Australian character. So, but yeah, despite several major police searches, no trace of Liz Hunter or Kirstie O has ever been found. Early investigations into the case were disorganized, hampered by confusion over the location of crimes and lack of physical evidence over the alleged unreliability of the only witness. After 4 months in police custody, Ben Mitchell was later cleared of all suspicions. He currently lives in South Australia. And there goes Mick.
Well, yeah, he just fades and disappears like he's been just a figment of our imagination.
Makes you wonder because he almost has that Hitcher vibe with him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Again, that's another character that you never know who the fuck he is. See, that just disappears just like that. And that's it. And the fact that they even made a sequel 10 years later, that surprised me.
Well, folks, yeah, that was Wolf Creek. Hey, good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie. Like I said, very cerebral. It was such a slow burn. I believe the payoff. It could be disappointing to some people because we don't actually get an actual payoff. But yeah,
No, I thought it was a good payoff because, again, like I said, I always prefer. I think real horror is where you don't have a happy ending.
yeah, I agree. I 100%, 100% agree with that. And yeah, I thought it wasn't bad. Wasn't that bad at all.
It was very good movie. I mean, like I said, when I first saw this, I came across it because I was watching George Romero's Land of the Dead in the cinema, which at the time, man, yeah, I was like super fucking stoked to see that movie. But then I saw the trailer for this while getting ready to watch Land of the Dead, and I was just like, yo, this movie looks like something I could be definitely invested in watching. And I was right, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, this movie, it's very cerebral, very slow burning. The cast members involved were on fine form. I mean, hell, even the guy that played Mick Taylor, John Jarrett, who's pretty much the MVP of this movie because he really invested a lot into that character, the way he played it physically, vocally, just fucking everything about him. It was just so intimidating. It was almost like an authentic evil vibe about him. Like that, he let that dark side of his personality come out as this character in this movie, and that to me is like the definition of like fine performance acting right there. If you're able to tap in to that place in your head where you can put that as a performance, then you got yourself a top-notch performance right there. So yeah, John Jarrett as Mick Taylor, definitely the right guy to do it. Not as violent as, that's another thing. Like the people are saying, like I was looking at some of the criticisms of this film. One of the things they were criticizing about it was that they felt that it was criticized for its unrelenting depiction of violence. Yeah, okay, you saw some violent bits. Like the only like violent bits we saw was Mick getting shot in the neck, and then that one of the survivors getting her fucking fingers hacked off and then paralyzed for having her spine severed, and then of course the driver getting shot, and that was about it. Like you only caught like little brief moments of that. It wasn't like full on in your face, relentlessly violent from start to finish, which is kind of where the sequel goes in Wolf Creek 2. I mean, Wolf Creek 2 is still cerebral, but definitely more gorier than this one. But that's because they had a bigger budget to play with. And we'll get to that one at some point. But all in all, man, this was such a damn good film, and it's probably one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite horror movies that I've seen in the early 2000s, and the fact that it still holds up even after 20 years is a good thing too. And the fact, like I said, because it ended up later on getting this one here. That's the sequel that showed up 10 years later. And then you got the TV series. That's season 1 and season 2. And pretty soon, we're going to have a brand new Wolf Creek movie that's coming out next year. So am I looking forward to seeing the new one? Fuck yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I want to see where they're going to go with this. But as much as I enjoyed the sequels, I think the first one is where it really hits its strides in terms of its cerebralism. So, yeah, still a classic movie that come out of Australia. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. How about you?
Yeah. I dug this movie 100%. John Jarrett definitely carries this film. I like the fact it took its time. It's a slow burner. It was much more psychological than it was violent, which I think works best, in most films. Yeah, I'll give it a good, I'll give it a good 7.5 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it a good score for that, yeah.
All right, so for movie news, Paul.
Right. Well, I've got a whole bunch of them lined up, ready to go. But first of all, we've got to start with this as well. I mean, September's been an interesting month because we've had a couple of movie trailers dropping out in the last 24 to 48 hours. The ones that I'm talking about in general, 2 days ago, it was 2 days ago, they released a trailer for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which is the fourth installment in the 28 franchise, which is going to be dropping in January, which ironically enough, if you look at the marketing side of things, that's coming out exactly 28 weeks after 28 years. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I had a look at the trailer, and from what I'm gathering so far, you get to see a little bit more of Ray Fiennes' character, you get to see a little bit more of what's going on between his character and that big fucking hulking infecting dude that's goes by the name of Samson. Then you're going to find out a little more about this Jimmy cult. And for anyone who doesn't notice the reference of how they look, their appearance and everything, I don't know if you caught this, James, or read into it, but if you look at their appearances in that last movie and how they look in this trailer, it's kind of a reference to a person that was called Jimmy Savile. And if you don't know who that guy is, that guy was a very evil fucking person because the stuff that he did to people was pretty bad. I mean, there's a documentary about it on Netflix, but that's kind of the reference I got in terms of that cult of Jimmy appearance because of the tracksuits and the jewelry and the hairstyle. And I looked at I thought, oh shit, I know what you're referencing there. But from what I'm seeing on this trailer, it definitely looks like they've picked it up a notch in terms of, I'm guessing, the action and the suspense side of things. But I don't know if it's me that caught this, but this trailer gave off kind of a little bit of a sinister vibe to it. Like this one has something a bit more darker going on than what we saw in the last movie. But like I said, because the movie was shot, the third movie and this upcoming one, they were shot back to back. So that's why I said when I saw the last movie they did, it was basically one half of a whole story. So we only got to see the first half. This is the second half of that story coming up. But from what I've seen, I think this one could be another entry that's worth checking out. Now, I know people have their mixed feelings about the last movie. That's fine. The thing I think is going to be a little concerning for James on this next one is that we got a different person directing it. From what I understand, Alex Garland is still writing the screenplay for this one. Danny Boyle, who directed the last movie, is producing this one. But this time it's being directed by Nia DaCosta, who did she did that Candyman movie, if I remember correctly. So she's only directing the movie. She hasn't got anything involved in the writing side of things. This is still Alex Garland and Danny Boyle's story, but just somebody else directing it. And I understand that this is the one where we're going to see Cillian Murphy make an appearance in this as Jim. We didn't see him in the trailer. That's another thing. They did not reveal him in the trailer, but I do know from what I've been told, he is going to be in this one. So this is going to be dropping on January 16th. If you guys have not seen the trailer yet, by all means, have a look at it. I mean, I don't know if have you seen the trailer for that one, James, that I shared with you?
The 28 weeks later.
Yeah, 28 years later. Yeah, the Bone Temple one.
I did.
What do you think?
A little concerned.
Is it because of who's directing it?
100%.
Yeah, I have my worries about it too. But like I said, she's only directing it. It's still Alex Garland's screenplay that's been written, and Danny Boyle is producing it. So those guys are still involved. And I do know that Danny Boyle will be directing the third part of this 28 years trilogy. So I don't know. Like I said, it looks interesting. I like the sinister vibe that it's given. We're just going to have to wait and see when it comes out on the 16th of January. Another trailer that dropped not too long. Actually, it dropped a few hours ago, actually. They released a second trailer for Black Phone 2. I've not watched it yet. I'm going to probably watch that later when we get off the air. But yeah, they just recently dropped the trailer for that. And another trailer that's dropping this month, but I don't know exactly when. But it looks like the marketing campaign has already begun for Scream 7. And they've teased the fact that we're probably going to see a trailer this month. I don't know when. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm going to expect from it. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, me and James have been following this whole thing with Scream 7. James has done a few videos on this. I've thrown my 2 cents on this during the news. We know this production has been a mess. But I know James is probably not going to have a lot to say about it, but what is your expectations of what you're expecting from what we're going to see on this trailer? What are we looking for here?
Well, I plan on doing a video here pretty soon about the 5 things I want to see from Scream 7. But I will say this. I will keep on saying it. This should be the last.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
This should be the last.
God, this has to be it, because where else are we going to go with this? I don't see anywhere else for this to go. So if this is going to be the last one, they better fucking fire on all cylinders, and that's the only way you're going to do it. All right, bit of movie news here that just dropped. We got a new movie that's coming out, some sci-fi survival film called The Earthling, which is going to be released by Columbia, and it's being directed by the guy who did Final Destination Bloodlines, which is the recent Final Destination movie that came out, which has been very successful, which is quite surprising after all these years. But anyway, Columbia Pictures has emerged victorious in a multi-studio bidding war for the rights of a film called The Earthling, which is based on a short story by Jonathan Marty. It reports that Columbia paid a mid-6 figures in order to get the rights for this movie. This movie is going to be directed by the same duo who did the recent Final Destination movie. And chronologically, Eric Harris's and Cameron Lewis will also produce alongside 201 Films' Scott Grassgold, who did something called Prospect. Although the plot details are being kept under wraps, they said it's going to be a sci-fi survival story that's similar to The Martian and Edge of Tomorrow. Okay, sounds interesting. Marty has made a name for himself in the television space in having a solid of handful of shows, including Splash Damage to Warner Brothers, and for CW did something called AI. That's all we've got on this so far, but apparently we're going to be seeing a new sci-fi survival film called The Earthling, which is something that Columbia picked up. It's being done by the guy that did the Final Destination Bloodlines movie. So I'm usually a sucker for sci-fi movies. I mean, especially sci-fi survival horrors. So I don't know anything much about it, but the idea that it's like a cross between The Martian and Edge of Tomorrow, which are two pretty good sci-fi movies, I reckon it'll probably be in good hands, especially with who's involved in writing and directing and producing it. So that's something to keep an eye out for. I mean, like I said, we don't know anything about the plot. This has only just been announced. This news just popped up on Bloody Disgusting about an hour ago. So information is a little bit vague at this time. But if any more news pops up on it, we'll definitely drop any info on it. Oh, we got something here. Some movie here called The Devil's Disciples. A trailer for it just dropped. And this movie features performances by the late Tony Todd and Angus Scrimm. And it also stars Bill Moseley in this horror fantasy. Oh, okay. When did this come out? Okay, hang on. So after more than a decade in the... Oh, so this movie was filmed 10 years ago. Joe Hallow has reworked his 2014 indie film Disciples into Devil's Disciples, which is now available on video on demand, previewing the award-winning horror fantasy thriller in our exclusive trailer down. So there's a trailer for this below, and it features the late Tony Todd and Angus Scrimm in the film, starring alongside Bill Moseley, Lena Quigley. You might want to watch this one, dude. Brink Stevens, who's in Slumber Party Massacre, Barbara Mingloff, who was in Spiral. Dude, this is like a horror who's who. Debbie Ralston, who was in Tromeo and Juliet. That's a Troma movie, by the way. This star-studded cast also stars Nick Principal. Oh, the guy that played Chrome Skull in Laid to Rest is in this. Elisa Drowning, who was in We Are Still Here. Morgan Peter Brown. Camden Toy, who was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, alongside Tom Lordwick, Deborah Lamb, Kaylee Williams, Chris Burchett, Matt Unker, I hope I said that right, and Sharon Lark. Oh, wow. Dude, that's a horror fucking who's who right there. I mean, Angus Scrimm and Tony Todd, Bill Moseley and Lena Quigley. And I think we need to watch this. Anyway, here's the story. A dark shadow casts over Lucifer's dominion, where an amulet of immortal power ends up in the wrong hands. It becomes a race against time as Lucifer's highest council must come together and deal with an ancient prophecy that threatens Lucifer's reign, a threat that is feared to be the descendant of an ancient seraphim, a powerful fallen angel with wings of fire. But the prophecy is written in the form of a riddle in this seraph and the enemy of the Lucifer, or a loyal defender of Lucifer, a defender against who or what. Lucifer's highest council must now confront destiny or risk the fall of hell's reign on earth. That's the story. This movie was made 10 years ago, but it took them 10 years to actually get this movie out and running. So this sounds like a fantasy horror movie here, man, with a couple of heavy hitters in this horror flick. What do you think about this one, James? How do you feel about this?
Sounds decent.
Sounds like an interesting vibe. I'm going to put the link in the chat box so you can have a little read into this. The trailer's there too. So yeah, that's a movie, guys, coming out called Devil's Disciples. If you want to check it out, it's on video on demand. It's out now. There's a trailer for it on Bloody Disgust. If you want to see it, or just type it in on YouTube, you'll find it there. What else we got going on here? Like I said, we got a Black Phone sequel that's coming out. New trailer just dropped for that. And apparently, dude, according to the title, title of this, it says here, Black Phone 2's new trailer. The Grabber channels his inner Freddy Krueger in this. Well, I mean, he is back from the dead on this as well. So that's quite interesting there. Jaws just made $10.5 million in its theater re-release for its 50th anniversary. Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, guys, Jaws is celebrating its 50th anniversary. They started re-releasing it in the cinemas not too long ago, and it has somehow managed to cap 10 million. It actually, at the end of August, it actually beat Weapons in the top spot for its final August week of the summer. Okay. how did this happen? Anyway, Jaws was re-released into the cinema for the film's landmark 50th anniversary this past Labor Day weekend. And despite the fact that everyone on the planet has already seen this movie countless times over, this movie still managed to rack up 10 million for its 50th anniversary in the cinema. The selling point for this re-release was the fact that it was playing in IMAX and 4DX screens. For anyone who doesn't know I don't know if you've ever seen a movie in 4DX, James, but for anyone who's don't know what a 4DX screen is, it's kind of like 3D, but you're in the cinema seats and the seats move, and they also have this let's say you're in a movie, driving in a fast car, and the car does like a sharp turn. Your seats move with the turn, or if you have like a gust of wind going on the screen, you'll have a gust of wind hitting you while you're sitting down. And let's say you come across a scene where there's water, say there's a splash happen, you get water shooting up at you while you're sitting in these cinema seats. So it's kind of like you're experiencing what's happening on the screen is happening to you while you're watching it. So I don't know if you've ever seen a movie in a 4DX screen, James, but if you ever plan on watching a movie in 4DX, that's just some of the things you need to look out for. But anyway, yeah. Oh, you were going to say something? Go on.
No. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, that was the selling point of this movie, the fact that it was in IMAX and 4DX. Those premium ticket prices promising a whole new way to experience a movie. Even Joe Lynch was happy to see this with the guy who doesn't know who Joe Lynch is. That's the guy who did Wrong Turn 2. He went to see this, and he left his reviews about it on Instagram saying it was a really cool experience to see it in that format. So that's how this movie has been racking in the money it's been doing for its 50th anniversary run, primarily because of the IMAX and 4DX. So that's pretty cool to see that Jaws is still having that impact, that people want to go see it, despite the fact that it's been out for 50 years and everybody, including everybody and their mothers, have gone and seen this movie. Now, there's a bit of movie news here. I have to go on a different news link because I sent it to James not too long ago. I got to scroll in this chat box to find it. Give me a second. Because I did post a bit about it, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to go into this a little bit more. Give me a second. All right. Here it is. Where's the news link? Right. So, you guys have seen Weapons. I've seen Weapons, and I think it's probably one of the finest horror movies I've seen this year. Well, apparently, Warner Brothers and Zach Krieger, the guy who wrote and directed Weapons, they're in early talks in the idea of doing a prequel based on the Aunt Gladys character. So, it says here, one of this year's best horror movies is one step closer to pre-production and is in talks about Weapons, suggesting a prequel which may soon be in the works. Writer and director Zach Krieger and actress Amy Madigan, who played Aunt Gladys, are open to the idea of working on a prequel for this. So New Line Cinema is in the early stages of making a prequel to this film, a possibility that they've heard. They heard it before from the writer and director in the movie itself. So from an interview, according to an interview on Variety, they asked him, is there any idea to expand on the universe of this film series? And he said, yeah, definitely. He said, actually, it's funny, I've asked that and I can't help it. I have another idea for something in this world that I'm kind of excited about. I'm not going to do it next, and I probably won't do it after my next movie. But he said he's working on the possible idea of potentially at some point doing a prequel to Weapons, which is going to explore Aunt Gladys's character. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I don't know if it's even necessary. And this is from someone like me who I don't mind seeing prequel films as long as you have a way of making it make sense. So I'm kind of open to the idea of seeing a prequel for this, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried about it because I don't know if I don't think you should dive into that character more, because her character had that mystique about her. So he's going to have to be real careful on how much he's willing to tell and how much he wants to keep under wraps. Now, when me and James was talking about it, when I first showed him the news, he was initially kind of like, "Nah, no fucking way they should do that." I'm I'm guessing he's going to dive into it a little bit more when I ask him what he thinks of it. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the idea of, of the idea of having a prequel based on this character?
I think it's completely unnecessary. Because, like I said, the character served her purpose. Now, it's the same thing they did with this. It's the same damn thing they did with Annabelle. Like
Yeah,
Annabelle was a side character. Was a side character to set up the story. It served its purpose. Wasn't necessary. I believe doing a Gladys prequel is unnecessary. I think things are much more scarier and creepier if we don't know anything, and then I think if in adding explanation and pulling the curtain back, it just makes that character on Weapons less creepy and less scary. So
yeah,
I think it's a bad idea. Bad
yeah. I
idea.
mean, I don't think they should go with it. I mean, it's for something like this. I don't think you necessarily need it. And it's the same with Annabelle. I mean, like, but this is the problem, man. Like, we're in a day and age now where people want to know a lot more, even if it's like a side character. They still want to know more and understand a little more. That's the thing. Like, sometimes you have to be real careful of that because you could go it could go in a direction of where either it's satisfying or people's just like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have gone for that. So he's walking. He's walking a fine line with the idea of that, but he, like you said, he doesn't plan on doing it right away. This is an idea that he's going to let simmer for a while, so we don't know if he might turn around and be like, you know what, maybe I won't do it. So it all depends on what's going to happen there. Oh, and speaking of prequels, I don't know if you caught this one, but as you know, it's Wolf Creek has been 20 years old. The Descent is another movie that's now officially 20 years old. They had a sequel that came out in 2008, which I thought was okay. And Neil Marshall, the guy who wrote and directed the first movie, and I think he had some involvement in the second one, he's talking about the idea of returning to the world of Descent, but in the form of another prequel. I don't know much about that, but I just know that he is working on the idea of, I guess you could say, exploring a little more about how, I don't know, maybe how these things ended up being how they were in that cave, or maybe they're going to deep dive a little further back because, as you know, those things have been in that cave for centuries. Like, there's a whole bloodline of those cannibalistic, like, blind humanoid things in there. So maybe I'm guessing maybe this one will be set further back in time, probably like, I don't know, probably the late 1800s where people first discovered that cave and that's how they found out. Or maybe I don't I don't know. I mean, you could go in like two or three different directions with the idea of a Descent prequel. I mean, I would like to see a new Descent movie if it makes sense. I mean, I would have liked to have seen a sequel personally, but um a prequel, that depends on where he's going with it timeline wise.
Is everybody on?
Yeah, I'm on. I heard the sound effect, but what's your take on the idea of Neil Marshall possibly returning to this series?
I'm all for it. I fucks with it. I'm all for it. I'm a big Dog Soldier fan. I love the Descent. Yeah, anything he did, anything that he's gonna be behind, I'm all for it.
All right, guys, you heard it right there. Sequel or prequel, if he makes a new Descent movie, it is on. I'm definitely down for seeing it too. As far as which studio might end up taking over, because I remember originally the studio that had it in the UK was I think it was Pathé Films, and I know Warner Brothers had it in the US for distributing. So I think he'll probably, as far as which studio might pick it up, I'm guessing it might be Shudder. It might be Shudder that might pick it up because I know he's done a few films for Shudder. So if he does a Descent prequel or sequel, It'll probably end up there. If any more news pops up on it, I will definitely find it, and I will let you know on that one for sure. Right, bad news, guys, when it comes to Mortal Kombat 2. Now, I don't know if James has seen the recent Mortal Kombat movie. I have. I thought it was fucking brilliant. They dropped the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, and initially it was due for release this October. It was going to come out next month. However, the bad news is that we are not now. It's not coming out in October. It's now been pushed back 7 months. So now we got to wait until May 15th of 2026. And initially, I was like pissed off about that because I was just like, "What the fuck?" I mean, like, why have you delayed this movie? Because I know you put the trailer out and everybody was so fucking hyped up for it. I remember seeing that trailer. I was like, "Yeah, you know what? This is gonna be awesome." But apparently, this seems to be a studio call because Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema decided this movie might have a better shot at gaining box office money if it comes out in May during the summer. But here's a problem to that. It's coming out on May 15th. And rumor is Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out around that same time. So anything movie or video game related is probably going to suffer at the box office. But personally, I felt this would have been a good Halloween flick. But hey, didn't happen. I mean, how do you feel, James? Do you think they should have released it in October, or do you think it's the right call, them dropping it in the summer? Do you feel that Mortal Kombat 2 is more of a summer blockbuster movie or more of a pre-Halloween film? Because personally, I think it could have made money even during October, but I don't know. But that's one of the things that's happened, guys, when it comes to the Mortal Kombat sequel. We're not going to be seeing that now for about at least 7 months. So that's it's kind of a bummer there. All right. Yeah, later this October, guys, on Shudder, we're going to have a brand new VHS movie. It's going to be called VHS Halloween. This is the 8th installment of the VHS horror anthology franchise. If you guys have not seen the VHS series, you should definitely check it out because it's kind of like it's like a found footage horror anthology. Each tape contains a different story skit, but they all seem to be connected to the people who find the VHS tapes when they're watching it. Each one had its own unique entry. The first VHS film was pretty cool. VHS 2 was probably one of my favorite ones in the series because of one particular video skit. VHS Viral, which was the third one, didn't do very well. And then Shudder picked it up, and they've been releasing the VHS movie each year. So they released VHS 94, which is set during 1994. Then you had VHS 99, which is set during 1999. Number 6 was called VHS 85, which was set in 1985. The last one they did last year was a sci-fi based one, and now this one's going to be a Halloween based one. And again, like I said, I've always enjoyed the VHS series because they've always had like a couple of well-known horror filmmakers directing these skits, and some of them are actually pretty solid. But yeah, that's going to be dropping this October on Shudder. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, by all means, definitely check it out. Oh yeah, 3 days ago we had some bad news happen as well. Apparently, one of the co-writers of Evil Dead 2 and the guy who directed that shopping mall slasher movie we watched a few years back called The Intruder, Scott Spiegel, he passed away. Apparently, he passed away at the age of 67. But he used to be a regular that worked with Bruce Campbell, and they did stuff like, they worked on Evil Dead 2 together. They ended up working together on Darkman, Quick and the Dead, Spider-Man, did a few things with Doctor Strange. And if I remember correctly, Scott Spiegel also directed that 1989 slasher movie, Intruder, which had that psycho killer in the shopping mall. If you want to see that episode, you look on the Primetime movie podcast playlist, you'll find it on there. But he also directed Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money, and he also directed Hostel Part 3, and he also co-produced the Hostel franchise. But he also co-wrote Clint Eastwood's The Rookie and produced 2001 Maniacs, and he also helped with Reservoir Dogs. So yeah, the guy's been around the filmmaking industry for a while, and he's been involved in a couple of big films, and he also did a couple of good like horror movies as well. And it's sad to see that he passed away, but he was like 67 when it happened. So yeah, rest in peace to Scott Spiegel. It's a shame that happened. Speaking of Sam Raimi, apparently he's going to be producing a remake of an old 1970s killer doll cult classic. James is probably wondering, what the hell am I thinking of here? James, do you remember a 1970s movie that starred Anthony Hopkins in it called Magic?
Sure do.
Well, that's what Sam Raimi's involved in producing the remake of. This is going to be produced alongside Roy Lee. This newly imagined take on the 1978 Killer Doll movie comes courtesy of Lionsgate, with Chris Hammond and Tim Sullivan on board to produce the upcoming movie. The project will be written by... This one's going to be written by Mark Swift and Damian Shannon. And if you don't know who those two are, that's the guys who wrote the screenplay for Freddy vs. Jason, the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th, and a movie called Send Help. So yeah, the original movie starred Anthony Hopkins as Corky, a magician who reaches fame alongside his ventriloquist dummy, the obnoxious and wisecracking character who Corky can't control. It's also starring Anne Margaret and Burgess Meredith, the guy who played the original Penguin in the 1960s Batman series, and he was also Rocky's trainer, Mick. The original movie was directed by Richard Attenborough, who's a very well-known filmmaker at the time. I think he was also in Jurassic Park as the guy who owned the park. It was written by William Goldman, and it was based on his novel. The movie made waves before it was even released, with its terrifying TV ads, which declared "Magic is fun, we're dead." That was the tagline. But yeah, we're going to have a new movie of it coming out, which is going to be a remake. Sam Raimi is going to be producing it. It's being written by the guys who did Freddy vs. Jason and the Friday the 13th remake. But according to this, he wrote an article about it back in 2023. Magic is an underappreciated classic and one of horror's most unnerving love stories. Her 45th anniversary piece continued. Magic wasn't the first time that a ventriloquist was terrorized by his own dummy, but the emphasis on the psychological side of it, with Anthony Hopkins' intense performance and Attenborough opting for a straightforward tension without a hint of the camp, elevating the film into something that holds up well. Moreover, Magic is served as a direct inspiration. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know this, Don Mancini, who ended up creating the Child's Play franchise, he was inspired by the movie Magic, which ended up making his own Killer Doll movie. So we don't know anything about this, anything more about the remake that's coming out, but all I know is that Sam Raimi's involved in it, and that's someone who's pretty solid, has a solid reputation when it comes to any horror movie he's involved in. So that might be worth checking into. I might actually end up watching the original Magic movie if it's on Amazon Prime. I'll definitely check that out before this new remake drops out. Okay, what do we got here? Anything else? Let's see. Right, apparently that the first It movie is going to be returning to cinemas again, which will include an exclusive sneak peek of the upcoming TV series Welcome to Derry, which is going to be dropping, I think, at the end of October. So that's something there to look out for anyone who's a fan of those films. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if you saw this news, but this came out about a day ago. Jordan Peele's untitled fourth movie has been pulled from October's 26th release date. I wonder what happened there. Let's read into this.
I've been hearing about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, what the hell happened there? But anyway, while we wait for Jordan Peele's produced film, which, because as you guys know, he's producing a movie called Him, which is a looks like an NFL-inspired horror film, which I'm actually quite interested in checking that one out when it comes out. But anyway, we unfortunately learned that Peele's own fourth movie has been bumped off the Universal's release calendar. The untitled fourth film, which had been set for an October 23rd, 2026 release, but Variety reports this week that that movie is no longer the plan. The website reports that Peele is currently at work on the film, which is yet to roll cameras. An individual familiar with the project told Variety, "Stay tuned for more as we learn it." As you may recall, the original date for his fourth movie was first announced back on Christmas last year, a date that was ultimately occupied by Robert Edgar's Nosferatu. I've yet to see that Nosferatu movie. I heard it's really good. Jordan Peele burst into the filmmaking scene back in 2017 with his critically acclaimed box office success, Get Out, which ended up getting an Academy Award. It was one of the most promising debut features in horror in the history of the horror genre, and he proved that he was the real deal with Us in 2019, and then he later on did another movie called Nope, and so his fourth movie, which was a hotly anticipated project. At the time, they have no idea what to expect from Jordan Peele's fourth movie, but they're holding out hope that they'll once again see him playing around in the horror space. So, yeah, the fourth movie he had planned has been pulled from October's 26th release schedule. So they've yet to. It says here the cameras have yet to roll on the film. So, dude, what do you think's going on there? Like, why has this movie been pulled? Because something must have happened in the upper echelons of the workings of Universal.
I mean, it could be some industry politic bullshit. You know how it is.
Could be the case, yeah. But that's kind of surprising that you've got a name like that who's put out some fucking belters of horror movies, and now all of a sudden he's until we know what's going on, guys, we can only speculate. So unless we get some more tidbits of information, this is kind of like we're playing this by the ear at the moment. But yeah, guys, if you guys were expecting that movie next year, sorry guys, it ain't gonna happen. But that movie that he's currently producing, which is coming out, called Him, if you guys want to see that, that's coming out pretty soon. So I know that one's coming. Yeah, they're talking about that 28 years later. I already talked about that. Hello, what's this? Luke Benson has made a vampire movie. Oh, okay, let's have a look at this. This is from 2 days ago. Luke Benson's Dracula, A Love Tale, acquired by Vertical for a theater release. I didn't even know Luke Benson was doing this one. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know who Luke Benson is, this is the guy who made two classic movies. He did a film called Leon, which is about that assassin, but that Rennie Russo was in, I think it was, and Gary Oldman was in it too. And he also did The Fifth Element, which starred Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich. But yeah, this new movie has been acquired by Vertical. Deadline reports that the horror fantasy romance is being lined up for a nationwide North American release, which is going to happen on the first quarter of 2026. It's based on the Bram Stoker's classic of the 1897 novel. The film stars Caleb Landry Jones, who was in Get Out. Christopher Waltz is in it, and Zoe Blue is in this. A 15th century prince who denounces God after the devastating loss of his wife inherits an eternal curse as he becomes Dracula. Condemned to wander the centuries, he defies fate and death itself, guided by a single hope to be reunited by his lost love, just like the one that Francis Ford Coppola did. The film is very close to my heart, the director says, and over the past 2 years, it's been the core, and so basically it's going to be a love story. Dracula is seen in a different light as a man searching for his lost love over 400 years, says Benson. It's been incredible to see audience connect with it around the world, and he's thrilled to partner with Vertical Pictures and to bring the story to a North American audience. And Danny Elfman's going to be doing the music for this too. So this is going to be a whole different take on the whole Dracula story. It's still going to be the Dracula story at its core, but this is more of this is more of a love story of the idea of him trying to find his lost love that he's been trying to find for over 400 years. So it's going to have that horror element to it, but this is going to be more of a fantasy romance side of it. That's kind of because I've seen plenty of other Dracula movies do this before, but it looks like this one is going to be deep diving into the whole idea of that. But I mean, like I said, Luke Benson, he's done a couple of good solid movies, like some of the two I just mentioned, like The Fifth Element and Leon, but he's also had a couple of stinkers in his career as well. But the idea of him doing this vampire movie, and it seems like it's been getting some good momentum with the test audience and everything, and the fact that it's got a cinema run. I don't know. It might be. I'm looking at the image right now. Does look kind of interesting. What do you think about this one? The idea of Luke Benson taking the reins of a Dracula story.
Don't care, to be honest with you.
It's like that, huh? Okay.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen plenty of we've seen a lot of Dracula movies. There's been so many of them. That's the problem. You see, like I think that's one of the horror characters that you could say has been overdone. I think that's one thing we could say. I think the only time I saw Dracula done differently, there was a recent one that came out. What was it called again? It was that one where he's on that boat. I think it was called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I think it was called. That was a different take on Dracula. I actually enjoyed that movie. I'm not too sure about this one. I'm gonna have to be in a certain kind of mood because from the sounds of it, it sounds like the story is similar to the 1992 version of Dracula that Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves was in. It kind of sounds similar to that. I don't know. We'll have. It might be worth watching, or it might be one of those films where I'm just kind of like, you know what, I don't care. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to look at a trailer and find out. Oh, what the fuck's this? Halloween. I know there's a metal band called that. Well, anyway, a trailer for a movie called Halloween has dropped, and they say it's Britain's answer to Terrifier. Oh, really? Well, you're gonna have to seriously go some to impress me when it comes to that. Well, anyway, yeah, Halloween appears to be Britain's answer to Terrifier mixed with The Purge. Okay. The movie's gonna be out tomorrow. Ironically enough, there's a trailer for it out already. But yeah, at the height of the killer clown phenomenon, psychiatrist Dr. Ellen Marks and investigative journalist John Parker uncovers a terrifying conspiracy masterminded by a maniacal, incarcerated serial killer called Carl Kane, plotting an anarchistic uprising from his cell deep in the bowels of a psychiatric hospital with a murderous army of clowns awaiting his signal to kill. Kane escapes intent on unleashing his vengeance. Ellen and John face a desperate race against time to avert a bloodbath and stop Kane from unleashing his own personal hell on Halloween. Terrifier meets The Purge. And this is Britain's version of the. I'm going to drop you the link here, man. I'm going to look at this image. You tell me what you think about this. There you go. It's in StreamYard. So Britain wants to take a shot at Terrifier, but put their own little Purge mix on this, but with an army of killer clowns, psycho clowns. And it's out tomorrow.
So copying.
Sounds like it.
They're copying.
It sounds. I don't know. It might be the case, dude.
They're copying. Don't just say it, Paul. They're copying it.
Seems like it. That's what it seems like.
That shit looks ass.
Looks
garbage.
Well, it is an indie film, dude.
Garbage.
Hey, but sometimes indie films are worth watching, but this one looks a little cheap, doesn't it? Well, if it's available to watch on Amazon Prime for free, I'll probably check it out, but I don't have a lot of high hope for that one. I mean, I'm hoping I'm wrong, I mean, I'm gonna give the movie a chance, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But you heard James's thoughts on that one. What do we got here? Any more news? Terminator Zero released its soundtrack on vinyl. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's all the news we got right now. That I can see updated so far. So that's pretty much the horror movie news for this week, folks. Just waiting for James to come back.
Wait, what?
That's all the horror movie news for this week. That's all the ones I can find.
Sorry about that. Oh, okay. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. Well then. On that note, for next week, for episode 124 of the Primetime Gorehounds show, the movie that we will be watching will be Twister, starring Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. Twister.
Yeah, Twister. Cool. Well, I had an idea for a movie as well, which is going to be a disaster movie, but because of what's coming out in the 22nd of October, I'm gonna push the disaster movie back at least 1 week. But anyway, guys, for anyone who doesn't know, on the 18th, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Germany for that carnival event. But when I am back, which will be the 25th of September, like I said, I was gonna do a disaster movie after Twister, but I'm gonna push it back 1 week because I just found out there's a movie that is going to be out, ironically enough, on the day that I'm back from Germany. So I figured, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the Blu-ray copy of this, and let's go ahead and put this one in there because they just released a trailer for the next movie that's coming out. So, guys, before I do a disaster movie, here's what I got in mind next. This next movie is going to be a British horror movie. It is the third entry in the series, and at the time, for me, it was my most wanted horror movie to see this year. But it was also, for some people, not only was this a decent horror sequel, but it was also very divisive amongst people. You have people that either enjoyed the movie, and then you had people who didn't enjoy this movie. For me, on this case, I enjoyed it, but it was not what I expected it to be in terms of what I was expecting to see from it. But I still enjoyed it either way. So, guys, when I am back on the 25th of September, my next pick is going to be 28 Years Later.
All right. Okay.
And then after that, I will... What's that?
That's going to be an interesting one. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, I mean, we've both seen it in the cinema, and we're going to be dropping our thoughts on this one, folks. And like I said, I was going to do a disaster movie, but because this movie has the release date that it has, and they just dropped a new trailer, I just thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this one, and then I'll do a disaster movie after it.
All right, Paul, tell people where they can find you.
All right, if you're on Facebook, guys, you can find me on Paul Burt's Photography Corner. There's going to be a bunch of good photos that I just posted up recently from this recent beach party gig that I was at. That was actually a fun gig, dude. I mean, it was like a metal show, but we had like a beach party vibe to it. So we had like these crazy like beach holiday shirts. I tried to find a good one with skulls on it, but I couldn't find it. So I ended up getting one with like colorful mushrooms on it. But it was a good show if you want to see photos of that. And also photos from the carnival event that I'm going to in Germany will be on that wall when I come back home. If you're on Facebook, also type in support indie horror, where you can find all kinds of cool horror content on there. And also that's where you can find links to these podcast episodes, which I've been posting on there for you folks to see. We are nearing 10,000 followers after 15 years of keeping this page alive. You can also find me on Twitch, type in Gorehound 1983. If you're on TikTok, it's Paul Gorehound Burt. And if you're not on any of those social media platforms, Instagram and Blue Sky, you'll find me on there too.
All right, and you can find me on Primetime Podcast, Primetime James Thomas, which is my wrestling channel, and of course Primetime Movie Network. And we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us for Wolf Creek, episode 122 of the Primetime Gorehounds. We will wait. Hang on.
Episode 123.
Today is 123.
Yeah.
124 of the Primetime Gorehounds will be next week. Watching Twister. And we're gonna get out of here, folks. Well, that's gonna we're gonna wrap it up. We'll hit that like, subscribe button, share the video, and we'll see you guys next week. Twister, we'll have a great week, great weekend, and we'll see you all next week with Twister. I'm Primetime Tom for the Gorehounds, so Paul Burt, and we are out. Peace.
Laters.
That's right.
You so-called Christian-looking whores, jumping in some church, flapping your ankle chains around, all on the choir, breasts hanging out, lips all red, nails painted red, purple, blue, green, long like bird claws, all this fake hair, breast implant, toenails painted with little fake diamonds in it. Your toes ain't richer. You're nothing but a prostitute.
Amen.
Yeah, man! Go to church now. Go to church. Got nothing but a singing hoe, a shouting hoe, a organ playing hoe, a choir director hoe. Hey, preacher. If what I just said describe your wife, you're married to a hoe.
Amen.
Am I right, sir? Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
A man that's a real man don't want his wife out in the street looking like a prostitute. And you a holy woman?
Amen.
Or claim you the Christian? Christian with skin-tight pants, showing the very shape of your birth canal. Going to some church with the shape of your birth canal exposed in public and jeans all up the backside of your behind, carrying a Bible.
That's right.
Going to church.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We'll see you later, guys.